What's up? What's up? It's the Art the Most Experience with Deke. I'm Art the Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, dude?
Man, you know I've been bumping my 4-2 Doug in the building, so I'm feeling real nice right now, man. I needed it. I need a little bit of a pick-me-upper, a little booster, you know? Yeah.
He's got some hits.
Yeah, man. Cash out fit in from the west side. Yeah, man. Oh, I'm a jam. So, you know, it was one of them weekends, man. It was a lot going on. A lot of emotions, both good and not so good.
You seem too happy right now, dude.
I'm just saying, it was a lot that I had to deal with. It was a lot. Good and bad, but it was a lot. You know a little bit of what I was dealing with going into this weekend. But then also from a sports and entertainment side, I had a lot going on as well. And I think everything worked out. You know, it could have been better in certain elements, but as a whole, it worked out. And shout out to Pitt. That running back you got, man, 6 tutties. Come on, man. There had to be some positivity there, right? Come on. Huh?
Somehow I almost lost that game, too.
You did, though. It was crazy. But I'm like, yo, it was some good stuff. We had some highs, some lows. You know?
Yes, he was definitely a bright spot. Is he for Heisman? That's our one thing we're looking at right now with Pitt.
I'm about to say,
Trying to get to this ACC championship game. Can we get another Heisman contender in the mix?
Yeah. Well, you know, for JMU, we officially cracked the top 25.
Did I jinx it?
First time in program history, we're in the top 25. AP
I'm happy
poll.
for it. I'm happy for
I
it.
appreciate it. I don't
I
even know.
am.
We don't even know how to handle it right now. We were over here because watching the game, they were playing Arkansas State, prime time. We got off to a slow start. And it was like, we knew we had the talent. It was like, yo, this game was really back and forth for no reason that we ended up, you know, putting it away towards the end. But yeah, man, to wake up on Sunday and be like, oh, we officially a part of the big boys club now. Like we got a number beside our name. Like this is pretty cool, man.
It's either I jinxed it or someone in the chat jinxed it, bringing up the potential that JMU could jump Pitt in the rankings at some point.
You might have brought that up though.
After we lost to
yes,
Tennessee,
I
maybe.
think because we beat App State when y'all lost Tennessee, you was like, oh, eventually y'all might jump us.
Yeah, no, I was
brought
saying,
it up. Yeah.
I was saying, I remember what it was. I was saying if a undefeated JMU team jumps a one-loss Pitt team in the rankings, that's when I'm going to be really pissed. Because even though we lost to Tennessee, they dropped it because Tennessee, obviously, you're seeing right now,
absolutely.
that was a really
They're
good loss.
Yeah.
Even though we just lost to them, they bumped us down to like 24, and then after we won a couple games, they still didn't like move us up at all. So I was getting pissed. I'm like, they're really disrespecting Pitt in these rankings. Then we lost to Georgia Tech, but I consistently saw JMU bump up a little bit with the receiving votes.
See,
I
thought we would just be receiving. I didn't think they were actually like ranked
no,
us.
you were close enough.
Yeah, I didn't
over
think
these
they were
last
actually
couple
ranked us,
weeks,
man.
and now you're undefeated.
Yeah. So no, it was a good surprise, man. So I was definitely excited about that. I even got my JMU hat on. You know what I'm saying? Let the people know what time it is, man. But yeah, dude. So that was a good positive. Now you know I'm an alumni to 2 teams to 3 teams technically in the NFL, but you know I only really rock with 2 of them. One of my alumni teams did have a great weekend. One of them.
Andrew Cowboys with Cooper Rush won.
Shout out to Cooper Rush, man. Come on, man. Put some respect on his name, bro. So I was like, you know, my one side alumni, it felt great. It was like, yo, it's a party. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn up. But then my other alumni, it was not so good. And that was the one where it really was like throwing me off emotionally because I'm like, yo, it hurts. I hate this feeling. And this feeling of like, yo, we're being embarrassed. You know, it's one thing to lose. It's another to feel embarrassed. And that's kind of where I've been at, you know, these past couple of hours right now, man. Just trying to enjoy the JMU, enjoy the one part of my alumni family, but then at the same time hurt with the other side of my alumni family, man. It's one of them things, man. But we're here.
Well, we've been getting mixed signals from you these last
Don't you do that.
however many times the Steelers have played the Bills.
Don't you
but
do
the
that.
one thing I did think coming into this show was that you were going to be legitimately bummed because of the result of the game.
Yeah.
Or just how it played out. I think you would, no matter
Because I wanted
no matter
to be
what
a
way
clo-
you were leaning or whatnot, I think you wanted at least a good game.
It was supposed to be a good game. First quarter.
Absolutely, with all the injuries the Bills had.
The first quarter,
Tremaine Edmonds.
the first quarter in 3 minutes, it felt like a good game. I'm talking back and forth, and even in the midst of, hey man, we got some self-inflicted things going on. We're still finding a way to get
for
out
us
of
to
it.
get that field
Come
goal
on,
block.
man.
It,
So
it felt like
100%,
a little
yeah.
momentum for us. Like even though James
Absolutely.
Pierre botched, I don't know why he was on the field. Why the hell was James Pierre on the field?
We'll get to all that. I promise we'll get to all that.
Oh my God.
But that was kind of like the feeling with it, man. But then after that, obviously, you saw how the second quarter after that went, and it went downhill in a hurry. So then it did get to the point where even in the third quarter, it's just like, man, I don't want to watch this. Me and wife was saying that the whole time, like, brother, we don't want to watch this. This isn't
You
fun
know what
anymore.
I said yesterday?
Yeah.
We should have traded Mitch mid-game to the Bills, back to his former team, and had a Kenny versus Mitch little showdown in the second half.
You know what?
Bills sit Josh Allen,
That
get
low
Mitch
key
in the
would
game.
have been interesting.
Would it have not?
They went Case Keenum. That would have made it spicier. I would have definitely been wanting to watch it a lot more with a lot more enthusiasm. Yeah, because yesterday it was just kind of like, all right, babe, how much time is left? Like, God, it was getting brutal. It was getting hard to watch, man. But no, we're definitely going to get into all of that good stuff, man, and not so good stuff, because there is some positivity, and there always is. And that's the one thing that, when we're done with this thing today, we will find it somehow, some way. But we also got to go through that and be accountable as well, man. But, yeah. I guess without further ado, we'll start the show how we always do. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And after that, we'll give those big boy shout outs. Now, I did have a question too, Deke.
Okay.
Well, because it's more so like official momentum, because that's the homie.
Okay.
But he be always like, yo, Moats, ahead of time, sorry for your bills. Ahead of time, sorry, I'm sorry for your bills. Sorry, I'm just. Do I get a? Hey man, y'all held it down. Do I get one of them too, or no?
From official momentum.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Because,
see, this is why.
Don't you do it, Deke? Because all last week when I kept saying,
this is why we feel like you got mixed signals.
When all last week I said, I'm chill, I'm not gonna go here or there, I'm just right down the middle, I'm gonna just be unbiased, but I'm an alumni, and I left it at that. Y'all kept poking, and it was really you, official momentum. It was you. It was definitely you. Because
he got you the most heated.
Absolutely, because he was like, sorry for your bills, Moats. We on that bills pack, Moats. Listen, I've been on a lot of Deke. When you walked in, there was some packs in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know which pack it was. It was a lot of packs that needed to be, uplifted this weekend.
Damn, see, this is what I mean.
I'm sorry. It's official momentum sport, though.
There's too many mixed signals.
No. And it says, how you know it's not the Arkansas State pack? Maybe I'm on that. You know what I mean?
You said a couple, though.
Yeah, because Pitt won this weekend.
There's no hoops getting played right now.
Pitt won.
NHL's not playing.
Whoa.
Your baseball team, what are the Yankees doing? I don't know
The Cowboys
won?
The Cowboys. Oh, come on, man. Aaron Judge. What did he just do? Come on, man. He got somebody record, There's plenty of packs to be up, We got some versatility there. Me and you got the link up last weekend. Was that Friday night?
That was a good time.
Friday night we kicked it.
Met a fan
had
of the show too.
We did, from Boston, that's currently living in Pittsburgh though for the past 15 years. I think he said.
Yeah, he says he's a big Steelers fan.
Yeah. So salute him as well, man. So it was a vibe, bro. There's plenty of packs to put up in the air, baby. Plenty of packs.
What does us meeting a Boston fan have to do with packs?
I don't know.
Or not a Boston fan, a guy from Boston that likes the Steelers.
Maybe it was on the Boston pack. Maybe it was on the Boston pack. Maybe that's what it was.
Well, the Patriots won. They smoked the Lions.
They did.
There were some picks. I'm terrible again. I'm 1-4 this week.
Yeah, it was a rough week.
It's already over because we don't have a Monday
night
night game.
It was a rough week for you, man.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. There were some picks that we were debating. I'm like, dude, why didn't I just do it?
The one for me was the Jets and Dolphins game.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater went out, though. You can't really expect that.
True.
And you didn't really know if it was real from the Jets and Zach Wilson.
I did not, yeah. But
I still don't think it is, but
it looked real enough.
They caught the Dolphins at a good time.
You still believing in the Cowboys, too?
Well, yeah, I'm done betting the Rams, I think. I actually think they might be bad this year.
Low-key, I feel like
they actually might be bad.
Bro, because Cooper was not like that, and they still,
Only 100 yards, right?
Bro, it was
that's the Cowboys formula
right now. Yeah, bro.
So even though he only had that stat line, is McCarthy maybe coaching better because Rush is in? You might just have to stick with him. I said the Rams. If you win the Rams game and the Eagles game, you might have to stick with them.
I get it. I'm kind of with Zeke though, bro. Like, hey man, what we talking about, bro?
What'd he say? Oh, he was like,
he was like, yo,
definitely getting Dak
this, bro. But Dak back in when he's ready. I feel him. I do. Yeah.
Well, run it like you've been running it with Cooper Rush.
That's the other thing, yes. Because he
Dak could
typically
do
has
more when
not
you're
been
not
doing
behind.
that. Right. When he runs like that, oh yeah, everything is on the table. Usually he's not though. All right. So let's get back to this thing here, man. All right, so where we tuning in from, Steeler Nation. You know how we do, man. Let's go. Dogging them per 36. He say Moats smoking the chat pat right now, man, because the chat always be taking shots at me. I just be over here innocently just pow, 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 pow. Boy, but yeah, man. So maybe it was the chat pack. You never know. Maybe it wasn't the upper room. Maybe it was the lower room pack. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So it was some packs that was up though, Deke. That's all I'm saying.
Fish momentum's in the upper room though.
You're right. So it might have been a half and half. It was a hybrid. That's what it was.
All right, we got Cal Monier, the 802 Green Mountain State.
There it is.
Holding it down in Patriots country.
There it is.
Daryl Silk, 757, Hampton, Virginia. He says, love the shirt, Moats.
Oh, man, appreciate it. So I went with a little AC/DC, Highway to Hell, because I figured, it was kind of fitting.
Oh, my God. Dude. Really? Really? You got to do that?
I'm sorry.
Come on, dude. You got to do that?
I'm sorry.
To me,
I'm sorry, Deke. I'm sorry.
There's been too much crazy shit that has happened in the NFL. Chiefs, they're 1-5. They make the playoffs. Yeah. Even last year, weren't the Eagles 2-5?
They were. They
ended up
bro.
making the playoffs. Us last year, 1-3.
Yeah.
I'm not counting this team out until it's mathematically gone.
I'm not either, but that's why I just figured.
I'm holding out hope.
I just figured if we're gonna be rolling, it's gonna get gory.
This was very much a low point, a breaking point, though, for sure. This very much was.
And it could be. But at the same time, this is also a part of the growing pains. This is a part of how you get back to being successful. You have to endure some of this. I'm speaking from personal experiences where we had a run like this. Was that 2016, if I remember correctly, where we went on that 4-game losing streak? Jay Ajayi puts 2. Right? Absolutely. Jay Ajayi runs for 200 plus on us down in Miami. Coach Tom, in the same way y'all saw him pissed off yesterday in that meeting, was the same way he was pissed off with us, cursing us out, acting crazy towards us for every little thing, hitting our pockets, finding the heck out of us. But remember what happened? We went all the way to the AFC Championship game that year, too. We went on that run. So, not saying that this is an exact correlation, but in going off what you were just saying right there, that this is not something that has not been overcome before. This is not something that we haven't traversed through before. Now, granted, this team is different personnel-wise, identity-wise, staff-wise, but Coach Tomlin is the one constant, the one common denominator through all of that.
You don't want to fire Tomlin right now?
When I started the space talk yesterday, I was like, man, who are we firing? Is it Canada? Because remember, it was Mitch beforehand. So now I was like, okay, it's Canada. Then I think I saw a Terrell Austin in there. I think Flores low key caught a stray too.
No, I think people want to promote.
They want to promote him because I thought Flores caught a stray. Okay, so it's fire Austin, promote Flores, fire. I saw someone say fire Tomlin to make him a GM full time. I was like, what? They was like, yo, just make him less coaching. He can still be a part of like personnel, but less coaching. I was like, all right, man. So I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm trying to find. I'm figuring it out with everybody too. Okay, but yeah, it was a lot of that going on. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely get into that more for sure.
We will, bro.
Okay, let me read off a few more here. T. Morris, McKeesport, the 412.
Let's get it, man. Shout out to McKeesport.
Rod Dallas, 330, Youngstown, Ohio.
Let's go.
Share line, baby.
Hold on, let me get my man Christian Manzi, the 724, home of the Pharrell High Steelers. Shout out to Pharrell High Steelers. I've never heard of that place before, but it sounds very nice. Troy Mason Jr., H-Town. He's been rapping hard, too, and he's been in all of our streams lately, too, man. So big time salute to you, Troy Mason Jr. from the 713. And then we got Ryan Thompson tuning in from Arizona, the 480. They cut the feed on the game way too early for us out here. I do know what you mean on that. Yeah, because you know how that joint gets sometimes. Like, when the score get kind of out of hand, they'll go to like a different game. So if
you're not in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah. So for me, obviously I was at the crib, but I was still watching it on my phone. Yeah, and I was like, oh no, let me go find a TV real quick. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. That's definitely a thing, man. Not cool.
Defense played better in the second half.
Leave me alone. Don't you do that. Leave me alone. Yeah, especially in the fourth quarter. They were lights out in that fourth, man. I tell you that, man. Yep.
Defense was. I think once Case Keenum came in, we didn't let up a point.
You better leave me alone, man.
Leave you alone? What do you mean?
Just stop. Don't you do that to our defense like that, man. Why you laughing, bro? Why you gotta laugh like that, man?
I'm just being real. They started stepping up.
First off, you too happy right now. Why you so happy all of a sudden, man?
No, I'm not.
Don't be doing that. Don't be smiling.
Just trying to laugh off the disappointment. Nah, you got to figure out ways to handle the grieving.
No, that ain't how we handle the grieving over here, man. We got to cry it out, man. All right. No, in all seriousness, man, sometimes you do just got to be like, you know what?
Well,
woof.
Maybe that's what some of the dudes in the locker room were doing. That's how they handled the grieving, and it didn't come off right, and Arthur Millette had an issue with it.
And shout out to my Arthur partner.
I love that, dude.
Bro.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Come
man.
on, dude. I was thinking earlier today. Think of the locker rooms, even back with like the prime Ben era with like James Harrison and Troy Polamalu. But even going back to the way old 70s, Jack Lambert, Mean Joe Green. They ain't putting up with any
Not
of that
at
shit.
all. And that's the thing. It's like, and I've seen people critique the fact that it
who
was
was
Arthur Milet speaking and stuff like that.
Who was it
or
laughing?
checking the team. Man, leave me alone. I'm not. You know that
There's a top 3 candidates.
I was about to say.
There's a top 3.
And you probably are not far off. But we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. But in all seriousness, though, man, I was happy to hear that it was Arthur Milet, man, because sometimes it's less about who you are in terms of Pro Bowl, All Pro, and more so just about, man, when you pissed off and you feel like you need something that you got to get off your chest, man, you got to get it off. And it's not in the form of a formal team meeting or a informal/formal players only meeting. That's passion. That's in the heart of the moment. That's right there in the locker room where you should still be pissed off about what happened. It's different when you're talking about the plane ride home. It's different when you're talking about when you're back at the house or on Monday or on Tuesday. But when you're in that locker room right after the game, you just got beat by 30 plus points. What are you laughing about? Seriously. What is so funny when you get beat by that and you were out there a part of that beating, you know? So I could definitely understand Arthur having that approach. And yeah, I mean, it's disheartening in a sense when you think that, hey man, who would be feeling like that after a game like that?
We all have guys in mind, huh?
Nope, we're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to do that. But when you're being real about it, like, yeah, it ticks me off as an alumni because you're like, bro, that's not how we operate here in Pittsburgh. It does matter. It does mean something. We talk about the black and gold, that standard. We talk about the legacy of the players that have come here before us. It's like, man, like you just talked about, you named off them dudes, man. You think Greg Lloyd would be in that locker room laughing? You think Pease would be in the locker room laughing? Not a chance. But that is what we're talking about right now in terms of this culture, in terms of trying to create this identity and remember what it is to be a Steeler. It's like, man, sometimes you got to be reminded by that. And shout out to Arthur Milet, man.
And Pickett and Pickens, I think, could be the guys going forward to lead that. But another thing on Milet, I was reading today, and this actually is what makes Milet doing something like that more interesting, or even just, I don't know the right words. It's just like, yeah, this was right. This feels right for him to do it. He obviously has bounced around the league.
So
but
he has experience.
it's even deeper than just going to his Pro Football Reference, because there might only be 2 or 3 teams on there. I think it's 8 or 9 different teams
that he's been a part
practice
of.
squads and bouncing around the league like that. So he takes this shit seriously,
absolutely,
man.
Every snap.
Like,
you
he
watch
has
him
grinded
practice.
for his life to get in the spot where he's at with the Steelers.
You watch him how he practices. He practices like a dude that doesn't have a tomorrow. You watch him when he plays. Not saying that he's a perfect player, and even in the game yesterday, obviously he had the pass play on Stephon Diggs, but you watch him when he's tackling. You watch him when he is out there. He competes like a son of a gun every single snap because it matters. And that's how it's supposed to be. But unfortunately, right now, we're very inconsistent in all our elements of football. I mean, it's not something that is new to us. Obviously, if y'all, been tuning in, which a lot of y'all have, for all these shows that we've been doing this season, that's been the common theme. Inconsistency. That's been the common theme, man. Whether you're talking players, whether you're talking coaching staff, in all 3 phases. And that's going to be that theme when we're really talking about today, the nuts and bolts of everything. You're going to keep hearing that pop up. And I'm just hoping that, this be the last day of that, right? Because hopefully we don't need to talk consistency anymore. Hopefully that, all right, the message is hit. We've seen now. All right, when we are consistent, we can compete. When we're not consistent, this is what it can get like. Hoping.
It's been happening way too frequently these last few years.
You're 100% correct.
This type of loss.
You are 100% correct.
It being over going into halftime.
Yeah. Or that sense where you're asking yourselves, bro, are we still competing or have we thrown in the towel? Is this when Tyler Boyd would come up and say, hey, man, the team quit on him? Because I don't know about you, Deke. When I watched James Cook run that last touchdown in, I was not feeling too inspired about our team's heart in that particular moment going forward. I was like, oh, okay, this is when it's 21 zip and they just go ahead and rage quit. They just say, man, you take control, the man is done. Because that's what it felt like when I watched that particular run play, Deke. I don't know about you. It pissed me off. I was like, you know what? I can't do this today. Yeah. And you can only imagine because I like James Cook on the other side too, And he's one of the dudes I'm like, yo, you got to get going because you got a big role in Buffalo this year. But at the same time, watching that happen versus us, it's like, no, man, we are way better than that right there. There's no reason that should happen. No reason.
Yeah, offense as a whole, trash. Defense, trash. Special teams, flaming hot trash.
Yes. It, like I said, all 3 phases, bro. But we're going to get into it, man. Let's hop into these, man. Whew. Let's get this thing rolling the way we do, right, D? It's got to have some positivity here somewhere. We're going to get a little gory, but it's going to be a little positive at the end.
I think I saw a chat mentioning Izzy, so that'll be nice. We could talk about him, the Pitt running back that ran for 6 touchdowns. Izzy for Heisman. Let's go.
Well, I was going to ask, too, how does this whole Heisman campaign stuff work? Asking for a friend. Like, when do you start, like,
as early as possible?
Okay.
Yeah. It's like boxing.
Okay.
You want your boxer to be as marketable as possible.
Okay.
Gain as much buzz as possible. Get as many eyes on them as possible.
Because this here transfer quarterback I was telling you about, this Tyson Teo, yeah, he continues to show that he's kind of legit, multiple touchdown dude, a lot of yardage type dude. I was just wondering, should I start like,
yeah,
is that like a thing for real?
It's going to be tough with how C.J. Stroud's playing right now.
I would agree.
But just to get a dude in the top 5 to get to New York, that's can only help the program.
I've never thought of that before.
That's what I was thinking with Pickett last year. I was like, dude, just get him in the Heisman mix. Now, I do think Pickett should have won, but just to get him there, that's good. I think that's actually why we got Slovis, because of how good Pickett's season was last year and the notoriety that he got.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't think that any of our guys win a Heisman. I just wanted to ask because it seemed like a cool thing to say at the time, man. But yeah, man, that's good.
Because
that's
Bryce
future
Young,
references, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't play in the Alabama game, right? No, he didn't.
No, he was
I was
out.
watching the game. That was a close game. Against
Heck yeah,
A&M.
it was.
So he's out. C.J. Stroud just
Caleb
lighting
Williams
it up
nice
right
though.
now.
Caleb Williams killing.
I told you about Addison, though. He is having some good games, but the production isn't there completely because Williams is spreading. I think he had like 30 yards last game.
Yeah, but he still seems like such the big-time dude when he's out there. Even his 30 yards seems like...
No, he's good. Yeah, I'm not even denying that. I mean, he's going to be a first-round receiver here, and it might be something we need to be thinking about, have that Pickett to Addison connection. The Bengals did it.
They definitely did.
Why not bring Addison in?
Still paying dividends. Yeah.
Okay, super chats.
All right. And shout out to each and every one of y'all that are here today, man. Make sure y'all like the stream if y'all have not done so. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. All right, there we go. Check that box. Good.
Let me see if I did. I didn't like it. So
how you not going to like it while we on this highway, man?
Well, I just did.
Come on, man.
So
come on,
thanks
man.
for the reminder.
While we on PAX and celebrating.
I'm not on a pack this weekend.
Well,
I guess I could have been on Virginia Tech pack.
See, you're on the Tech pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't want a little tech pack? Come on, man. Everybody want a little tech pack. Let me get some of that tech pack, man. You know, I always got time for them. You know that. Yeah.
Fisher momentum. What's good? Just got off work.
Let's go.
Steelers.
Let's go. Fresh off work, baby. Time to turn up.
Cal Monier. Hashtag bring back Joe. Hashtag bring back 7. Hashtag fire Canada. Hashtag sabotage 7.
Now, when he says bring back Joe, Hayden?
Might be Mean Joe Green.
I was thinking Joe Green. I was thinking, which one? Because the whole leadership
Hayden.
part, right? Okay, it's Hayden. All right.
It's definitely Hayden.
What, y'all ain't feeling our secondary right now?
No.
We had another turnover. We got a pick. Yeah, y'all ain't like that pick? Yeah.
Dude, he got cooked on every other play.
I'm sorry. All right.
He's lucky on that one. The Stephon Diggs out. I think it would have been a touchdown. Yeah, Josh Allen overthrew him. He absolutely got cooked.
Such a...
Josh Allen knows all of his weaknesses from all those practices these last few years.
I said, why you gotta react like that, bro?
That was so. Here's what I said: the highlights.
That boy said, "Yo, he was getting cooked."
He was. That was a highlight because it was a really nice pick.
It was. It was nice read on the back shoulder. I mean, honestly, I was wondering why Josh went back shoulder because Gabe was on top of him. He actually had him beat. But
if he would have went back corner of the end zone.
Yeah. That's why I was a little surprised. Like, yeah, all right. But he definitely was picking on him. Yeah.
That on defense, plus probably DeMarvin Leal, Pickett and Pickens and Warren on offense. Those were like the only bright spots, in my opinion.
Let me think.
But as I said, Levi Wallace had a lot of other plays where he was getting burnt. So it was just more that play.
Yeah. Because when I say Spillane, I think he had some
he wasn't bad. Actually, Miles Jack wasn't bad either.
Yeah, he had some plays. Obviously, we know the play everybody, 5-5. That's a lot harder than it looks like.
Which one are they talking about? Because he had good coverage on the one pass. Yeah. He had some bad coverage on other passes, though.
The one for 5-5 was the blitz that everybody kind of brings up. I was just saying that because that is Josh Allen, I know it looks super easy, and while we're sitting here watching it on TV, oh, man, you got to make that play. Josh, he's different. It's like, man, when you're running at that dude as a free rusher like that, the pros and cons for each way is, okay, if you take the approach like Devin did, staying high, upfield shoulder, you make sure that he can't reverse out, right? But obviously you allow him to step up and clear you. If you run to that inside pattern where you're not allowing Josh to step up like that, all he was going to do was just reverse outside of him, and now it's a foot race to the perimeter. Then you also have the element of him pumping. It's just a lot that you're thinking about when you're coming in there as that rusher. The one thing I would say for Devin would be to try to take some of the air out of it. And you would ask that Heisman, because he's kind of like that secondary contained dude as he went to the B gap, just, hey, man, when you start seeing him go, be ready to come back faster to kind of condense it. But Josh is a freak. Like, that's one of them things. Like, you talk, it's kind of like an open field tackle, right? How many times you see a guy one-on-one, and it's like, oh, man, ain't nobody there to block you. Why you gonna make that play? And it's like, hey, from here to that wall right there with these type of athletes, that's a lot of room, you know? And that's part of it. So not excusing Devin for it, but just saying that it is a lot tougher. Now, I still feel like as a top 10 talent, he should be able to match that because they both should be athletic freaks. And Devin Bush athletically is very gifted. But that's the part for me where it would be I would want to see him be able to make that type of play.
Listen, dude, I had something to say, but it doesn't matter at this point.
I'm in fear for my life because
whatever my take
Brown
was,
just pulled up.
It doesn't matter. We're throwing it away.
Stop the show. The take don't even matter. You're right. My take don't matter. Your take don't matter. My mama take don't matter. And I love my mama. Daddy, I love you too, but your take don't matter right now. Damon Brown has pulled up to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Alert, alert, alert. Bad alert. Major bad. Shout out to Damon Brown. Jeez Louise. We greatly
might be getting hit with the
appreciate
copyright
you.
if you keep singing like that.
Like, seriously. That was kind of low, right? It was right.
It kind of sounded like the actual song.
You're right. Yeah. Shout out to you, man. All right. Damon Brown says, I knew it was bad as soon as Allen was able to throw the ball downfield for a touchdown. And when they kicked off in the same direction, a gust of wind blew the ball back in midair back to Buffalo. Chase Claymation is soft as a sick three-legged dog's diarrhea.
Wow.
God damn.
Why a three-legged dog?
God, Corey, jeez. Deontay was wearing gloves made of baby wipes, apparently. Pickens, our only dog wide receiver.
Yep.
Shout out Trina. Whew. Damon, you hit it on the head right there. Lord have mercy.
Pickens is that dude.
Officially official.
It's
As if
not
you
even a
didn't
question.
know, it's like, come on, bro. What are we wasting time for? Stop wasting time. He needs to get the targets. He needs to get the snaps. That's wide receiver one. I do not care about the money. That's wide receiver one, bro.
Dude doesn't drop a thing.
That is wide receiver one, bro.
Not only with Pickens' elevated play, and just, I mean, the one he
Bro.
caught, cradled
Bro.
it, hand down,
Hand down.
foot down. We should have challenged it. I mean, the game was over at that point, but
Mm-hmm.
it was an incredible catch. And then, you know, he made about 3 or 4 others.
Bro, but I still love.
You got the elevation of his play in contrast with Deontay
Yeah.
dropping 2 or 3 critical passes to
No,
get first
the
downs,
fourth down
keep the
one,
drives
the
going.
fourth down one was critical in the red zone, bro. You get that, man. You might mess around and score a touchdown because you're not.
Then the
getting
other
that.
one was in the middle of the field.
Absolutely.
Pickett scramling out there.
Absolutely.
And he finds
And
Deontay Johnson wide open in the middle
he
of the
almost
field.
made it be a pick because he couldn't catch the ball. It wasn't even a crazy throw. Like, I didn't even, at first I was kind of like, man, late middle of the field. But I'm like, yo, he's wide open. And you hit him in the hands.
Yeah.
Like, it's no excuse.
it
It's
was
hit him in the
like right
hands.
here,
It's no
man.
excuse, man. No
No
excuse.
excuse.
Absolutely. Man, he said Claypool is like a soft,
He had a drop or two.
sick, three-legged dog's diarrhea. Like, dang, that's so vivid. Jeez.
I don't know why I had to take a shot at a 3-legged dog.
I was say, man, what's wrong?
Couldn't it just been a normal dog's
Four-legged
diarrhea?
dog would have been fine, man. We get the dog diarrhea concept. We get it. The 3-leg was just kind of like the extra emphasis on it. Like, dang, not the 3-legged one, but yeah. And at least shout out to Trina. That's see, we was always on a positive. That's a positive right there. Shout out to Trina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next super chat we got. Thank you to
no,
Damon
we do
Brown.
greatly appreciate you again, though, Damon Brown.
Okay. Next one we got Cam Letson. Sup, boys? Crushing blow, but at least Pickett is backing up our franchise QB statement.
Whoa. Start that up again?
So I read this initially the same way you did, but I think he's talking about the Steelers losing as a crushing blow.
Got you. Bro, I was like, wait a minute. We are not going to just casually throw that out there. Okay, good. Yeah, it was a crushing blow. Thank you. It was a crushing blow. Yeah.
Maybe it's both.
I
I don't know.
You see what it looked like. That's what was
We know how some of these people in the chat get down.
I know some of them do like to party. They get a little wild. They get after it.
He says, at least Pickett is backing up our franchise QB statement.
Okay.
Dude's got the complete package. Also, rest in peace, Canada and Claypool.
Dang. Just got them both up off the boat. That was rough.
Do you want to talk about Canada?
Sure. How you feel?
The play calling was fine until it wasn't. And when it wasn't was when we are getting down by double digits and Josh Allen is carving up our defense. I think at that point it might have been like 17-3.
Yeah.
And we do run, pass. And then next series we do it again. Run, pass. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I don't know how we can really judge the play calling because in the second half we're going up against. Was it? How much was the Bills playing their starters in terms of defense throughout the second half? But either way, they're playing prevent defense, so I don't know how much we can grade the play calling in the second half. I thought it was fine initially, the first 3 or 4 series, and then the run, pass, then the run, pass, and then I got pissed.
Yeah. All right. So a couple things. First off, in terms of that Bills defense in the second half, you got to remember they were without a ton of their starters already. So that technically was like that third tier for them. Because remember, Kyrie Elam isn't even a starter up there. He's starting right now because of some of the injuries that they have up there. When we talk about their safeties, DeMar Hamlin, he's not a starter up there. You know what I mean? But he was starting there yesterday. And then they pulled him out. Think about that later in the game. So that's kind of the tier of, you know, what they were doing defensively and stuff like that. But in terms of Canada, man, you put it, same way I was going to say it, but just different wording. I was going to say I thought that it started off really good. When you talk about that opening drive, was it the 12 plays or whatever? Like, I thought that looked good. Obviously, we had some of the drops that took place and things like that.
Exactly. Canada's not responsible for Deontay dropping wide open passes.
And I was like, I'm not going to trip on that, but we were still moving the ball. We could feel the movement. We could see productivity. But then it did get really stagnant, it seemed like.
You got to read the room.
Yes, it got really stagnant. And then it was just like, all right, we've seen this before. This feels like when we were watching with Trubisky. So then I'm like, okay, this isn't a Kenny thing. It can't be a Mitch thing. So this has to be more of the Canada stuff right here. All right, cool. But then, like you said, towards the end of the game, then it starts to pick up. And I'm like, yo, the Bills are playing a prevent. I'm like, they're not about to do anything to give up anything deep. So I know when people were talking about, I guess, like the passing charts and stuff like that in terms of where they were targeted and how nothing was over 20. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 passes targeted over 20. I'm like, you got to realize, man, once the Bills got up like that, and we started to look a little bit conservative as well. Once we finally decided, hey, we're going to throw it a little bit more, and the Bills kind of backed off, they just went to the same defense that the Browns did in the postseason, that playoff game we talked about. What was that, in 2020, I think it was? Where basically it was like, all right, they're up big. They're going to allow you to just get yardage, but keep the lid on the defense, make you use up clock. And that's what the Bills did. So, once again, when you're talking about trying to evaluate Canada in that context, it's like, nah. But the problem is it keeps happening, right, in terms of his inconsistencies as well, in terms of him at times just not having a feel for the flow, a feel for when to be aggressive, a feel for when to take shots.
Najee's doing jack shit.
Like,
our O-line's not blocking for the run game. Let's not do run our first 2 downs. Pickett's playing pretty good right now.
When you do,
let him sling it. Because
when you keep running the ball and it's like that, and he does get as predictable as it was yesterday, for a D corner like Leslie Frazier, that becomes easy. You know, it becomes easy to just say, all right, well, hey, man, we'll run blitz him on this down. We'll sit and just bring an extra guy into the box right here, and now we'll get crazy exotic on third down because we know it's going to be 3rd and 8. We know we're going to get 3rd and 9. And that was kind of, you know, what you deal with. But once again, for Matt Canada, the big thing that I keep questioning with him is just his overall flow, his overall feeling. Remember, as I told you this analogy before, it's like I can give you Dick LeBeau's playbook right now. You can have it right now. And you can go out there and call the game. And you're not going to be close to doing it to the way that Dick LeBeau could because you're not going to understand the flow of when to call this. The strengths and weaknesses of, hey, anticipating, hey, they're going to go here right now. Hey, it's 3rd and this. Leslie Frazier likes to blitz from the weak side. All right, cool, bet. So this is what we need to call right now. Like, that's going to be the difference. And at times when I watch Matt Canada, sometimes I'm like, okay, I can highlight him doing that. And I'm like, oh, that's a good thing. But then other times you watch him and just like, bro, like, you're not picking up on that, man? Like, what's happening right here? So big question mark still on him, man. But I don't anticipate the team moving on from him in season for a couple of reasons. Take me a sec.
I could see maybe the bye if it's more of the same for the next like 3 or 4 weeks. But
this is what I mean.
It goes back to what we even said 2-3 weeks ago. I'm with you. I just don't see the Steelers making that drastic of a change in season.
And it's for a couple of reasons. First off, let's talk about teams that make big changes like coordinators or head coaching fires in season. Panthers just made one, right?
Yeah.
Are the Panthers a team that's still trying to compete this year? Or have they already officially punted and we're like, yo, y'all getting ready for the draft and y'all going to try to figure out who y'all going to hire next year, right? That's kind of their approach. Typically with teams that do make those type of moves, that usually is their approach. The Steelers have never done that or in our recent history because we always feel like we're in it. Whether we're starting slow or starting fast, we always feel like we're in this thing. So that's the first reason why I don't anticipate any type of change like that in terms of a firing of Matt Canada. The second thing is this, man. From personal experiences as well, I've seen D coordinator switched in season. Did not produce any more success. I've seen offensive coordinators switched in season and it did not produce any type of success. Personally, when I was in Buffalo, we switched DCs. We had a George Edwards who was a 3-4 guy. Dave Wannstedt, former head coach, right? A lot of success, big name 4-3 guy. We switched middle of the season because, weren't playing as well as we like to be, desperate. And then we ran into this issue of, well, everything that we've practiced, everything that we've combed through to learn all the details and the nuance was for this guy's philosophy and what he wanted and how he was teaching and how he was directing us. Now, in season, you want me to forget all of these teachings, all of these concepts, all the hours we put in, getting every minute detail, every communication out, and now do a hard reset and learn your new way, even if you are Dave Wannstedt. And it was cool the next year, but that was after we had a full offseason with them. But in season, man, it was a nightmare because you're like, bro, this is not what we've been doing. It's like literally if you take a fish out of this little bowl over here and put that thing in this one over here, you can be like, bro, what the hey, man? I'm used to that over there, man. This is, even though this could be a better situation long term, right now, this isn't going to give me success. It's not going to help me out. Then I even take it to my last year in the league in Arizona. We fired our offensive coordinator mid-season, promoted Byron Leftwich from QB coach to the OC. Josh Rosen, you remember that. That offense ain't getting any better. That situation ain't drastically improved. And remember, after that, the whole staff got fired. Then they end up moving on from Rosen as well. So either way, whether we're talking offense, whether we're talking defense, whether you're talking big name proven guy, whether you're talking a guy like Byron Leftwich, who at the time was becoming a hot commodity, but this is before the Tampa Bay version of him where he really got on even more so. So it's like, even if you're going with the younger unproven guy, or if you went with a Mike Sullivan in this situation, all I'm saying is drastic changes like that do not breed a ton of success. Now, I'm sure we can find an outlier out there somewhere, but there are going to be a lot more versions of the non-success when you're talking about switching out coordinators in season than you'll be able to find of those that were successful in season. And in Pittsburgh, we still want to compete. We still feel like we have enough talent here. Now we're banged up, and that's a part of the issue.
We're banged up.
We're really banged up.
The division's looking kind of rough right now.
Absolutely. Nobody looks invincible right now, if we're being real about it.
I don't know.
No one looks
Either
invincible.
of those Ravens or Bengals team from yesterday. No.
Like, absolutely. So when we're talking about this season right now, we don't have this big issue of, man, we're just not good enough. Our big issue right now is the consistency and the self-inflicted stuff. We can't keep doing that. You can't fumble the opening kickoff for us and give the Bills the ball on the 25-yard. Now, granted, we were able to make them kick a field goal, and I think that's the one that they made. No, that's the one they made. I'm trying to blank.
They made one field goal.
Because it was like they made one and we blocked
they have 38
one.
points.
Yeah, we blocked one and then we made. I couldn't remember which order was the block first and then the make, or the make first then the block.
Block was first.
Yeah. All right. So then that one was the one that they would. No, that was the one that they made then. Or that was the one they blocked. I can't remember.
That was the one they blocked because literally their first series was we got them on third and long
right.
on their own
touchdown.
one.
You're right.
Touchdown, kickoff,
Yeah.
fumble. Then they tried again for
yeah.
the field goal, and we blocked it.
Yeah. So even in that sense, it's like self-inflicted, right? We talk about the turnover on offense, the interception, self-inflicted. We talk about some of the stuff defensively that we gave up in the passing game. Self-inflicted. I will say the Gabe Davis one on Minka, that was just a dope play. That was a dope play.
I was going to say this for Josh Allen. Now, he was on one. We know how good Josh Allen is. But 2 of those passes I thought could have been picked. The one by Minka for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other one where he floated it, I think it was to Shakir whenever they were close to the red zone. And we had the dude we just picked up off the street, 16. Like, if that was a dude that had a little bit more body control and knew what he was doing, I think that could have been a pick because that felt really underthrown.
Yeah.
He's stumbling over himself and is like trying to bat the ball out as Shakir catches it and then he runs in. But no, I mean, Allen played good. But you get what I'm saying. Those are self-inflicted. That's 2 touchdowns right there.
And think about what we also said, right? We also said, hey, this Bills team was going to give you some opportunities, but you have to capitalize on them as well. We saw a couple of them. Unfortunately, we weren't in position at that particular moment to make those plays. But yeah, that's some of the stuff. But a lot of it was, like I said, self-inflicted. And the other part of it was the injuries that we're sustaining right now. When you're talking about why Josh Jackson is out there, our secondary became Cam Sutton, James Pierre, Arthur Milet, and Josh Jackson. That was our nickel package.
Trey Norwood starting.
Think about that. Think about where we were. Whereas in contrast, when it was Akello, Levi, Cam Sutton, Trey Norwood, worst case, Arthur Milet, worst case, James Pierre, worst case. That's a big difference right there. When you're talking about the difference between a Trey Norwood and a Terrell Edmonds, when people always talk about Edmonds as a bad player and this and that, it's like, no, he is not. He's not as explosive in terms of the productivity, in terms of turnovers like a Minka Fitzpatrick, but Edmonds is still a really good player. He's a short tackler. His body position is always correct. He understands leverage. He understands where to be. When I looked at the touchdown, the first Gabe Davis touchdown,
that was terrible.
But that's the difference. That is a part of that. And it's not a knock on a young player, but that is a part of why one was a first-round draft pick in terms of talent, smarts, and playmaking ability where the other guy was not. That is what you deal with at times. And didn't we see that also last year? But what was the difference? Josh overthrew it. And we said, what? Long foul ball. It was
one to Sanders.
Absolutely. That was the exact same
on
concept.
Trey Norwood too, right?
Okay. So it's nothing new right there, right? That's not new. But those are the things that we kind of forget about at times, man, when we're talking about the context of these players. But Edmonds is one of them dudes that, yeah, we felt him not being out there. Another one of them throws, man, where I forgot who was on the right sideline. We're running cover 2 again. Levi's kind of like sloughing off, looking inside. They hit the throw right on our sideline. It's like 15, 20 yards. That's another play where I'm like, man, Norwood is doing what he's supposed to do, but athletically, he is not the same caliber of athlete as Edmonds. So he's not going to be able to get over there to make that play. And Josh just literally was like, all right, my arm is better than you as an athlete. And that's what he was able to do at times. Then they also schemed up some good stuff, man. I thought they did a good job of trying to highlight Diggs it was mainly Diggs, trying to get him in that slot, whether it be on Spillane or on Milet, because they know how we operate defensively and how, yes, it sounds cool to just say, hey, man, when they keep lining up that receiver right there, just switch the nickel and the linebacker and put the nickel on Diggs right there and the linebacker out there. That's cool for the pass. But if it's not a pass and it's a run, now everything is jacked up. And that becomes even more of an issue, man. So they were doing stuff that was well for them. And honestly, man, you got to give Ken Dorsey credit, man. He is a good young OC right now. He's making his name, but he's not new to that Bills team. He's been a part of that staff as well. So it's a lot of continuity over there. They know what they're doing. That's a well-oiled machine right now, whereas for us, we're still going through those growing pains of figuring out our true identity, our personnel groupings, and things like that. So you can see the difference of why we could stick with them for a little bit, but then when we started to mess ourselves up, they never went through that phase because they were already past that. They've already went through them growing pains. So we're just at 2 different times right now. But the talent is still there, and that's the thing where it's like, why be optimistic? Why not punt on this season? Because we still have a lot of ball, and it's still the talent that's already here. Now we're just trying to see, can we fine-tune it and get these guys playing like they're supposed to every single snap?
Like, as crazy as it sounds, literally if we can just pick up. So we got 3 more games left of this gauntlet, right?
Yeah.
Bucks, Dolphins. I don't even know if they're part of the gauntlet now.
They ain't no Teddy Two Gloves, man. I don't know what's going on, bro.
When's Tua coming back? That's the other question. Maybe they keep him out a while just because of all the outrage with the NFL and concussions.
And speaking of, I needed to ask you too. Pat Fryer move. That's another one.
Holy hell, man.
Dude,
that was scary.
That's another one.
That was scary.
Yeah. Because I'm over here like, I didn't even think about when you said Tua, how long he going to be. I'm over here like, bro, how long Pat finna be out, bro? That's
true.
That's 3 now.
Yeah.
That's 3. Come on, bro.
At least 1 week. He can't be playing this next week.
I would hope not. But that was the thing. When I saw that, I'm just like, bro, what in the heck, man?
They were saying afterward he was good, like in the locker room and good spirits and everything. But that still doesn't mean he doesn't have a concussion.
Bro, seriously.
He definitely has. I mean, that's bad. And that's his 3rd one, right?
That's what
He's
I'm
been
saying.
dealing
That's
with
3. Yes.
That's terrible.
And that's why I'm over here kind of like, man, obviously the selfish part of the player is like, oh, man, we need you. But I'm over here.
We do need him.
But the alumni part, the player part, I'm like, bro, that's a lot. 3 and you're not even 2 years in this thing completely just yet, bro. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
But in terms of the gauntlet, so Bucks, Dolphins, Eagles. Now, obviously hoping we win all of them, but with the state of the team and all these injuries and shit we're dealing with, if we can even just get one of those heading into the bye, I think that would make us 2-6. And then I think the schedule gets a little bit easier. We have more of these division games. You never know what can win the division. 9-8, 10-7. We get TJ back. Everyone starts to get healthy around that bye. So I'm with you, man. Hey, season ain't over. A ton of crazy shit has happened in the NFL. And we got the talent there. And I talked about that last couple of weeks. I like the structure and the framework of this team. There's just been so much crazy stuff happening, though.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not even in the sense of making excuses, but it is context. And that's what we can't lose sight of. And part of the thing we're talking about, like, why we feel the way that we may feel at times is because of the expectations. But it's cool to have expectations. They could be crazy high, and they should be. This is Pittsburgh. But what we can't forget is the context of, yes, this is the standard, and no, we don't accept anything beneath that. But at the same time, we do understand that, hey, this guy is no longer here anymore. This guy is injured right now. I know people keep bringing up this is the highest paid defense in the league. No, it's not. It's missing about $37 million. TJ Watt ain't out there. Who else was out there?
Well, Ogunjobi
I'm about to say
got
Larry
hurt.
Ogunjobi. He was missing.
Witherspoon,
Keller Witherspoon was
Wallace
missing.
got hurt in the middle
Come
of that
on,
game.
bro. That's a
Edmonds. Yeah.
If we going down the list of how much money from this highest paid defense, that is no longer the highest paid defense. And
this is not the week 1 defense.
Not at all. And it looks like that. It looks like it's missing pieces. We wouldn't start a season if that was our starting defense right there. We would not feel as confident. We would be over here like,
talking about
bro,
our
we
defense
need to bring
being
people
the best
in
in
here.
the league. Or
Absolutely.
Worst case, a top 5 defense.
Absolutely. But we are missing our talented people. We are missing key and critical people. And I understand that Bills defense was missing people too. That's fine. The difference is they have a Josh Allen. That does mitigate a ton of losses. That is like a force multiplier. We've experienced that before. We know exactly what that feels like. But that hurts us, man. When we don't have those type of players, and our team right now is structured to win with our defense being dominant, create multiple turnovers. When you don't have all those dogs over there at 100% health, Minka was also leaking a little oil out there. It's like, man,
you could tell he was limping a little
100%.
bit.
But it's like, man, when you see that, it's like, yo, this is what it looks like. So it's not an excuse, but don't act like that's not context. Don't act like that's not a part of this equation, because it very well is. And when you're talking about a defense leaking oil, missing those type of people versus Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. We talked about Gabe Davis. We said that even though he didn't have a ton of touchdown numbers this season, that he still was one of them dudes for them. He really came on the scene last year in the postseason. The Chiefs game, he really lit it up. Say he was one of them dudes. And that showed. But it was like, man, we still should have been a lot more competitive to me, I felt like.
Yeah, for sure.
Still should have been more competitive.
Because you have how many times, and we've seen it close up with the Ravens, when they've had a ton of dudes out on defense, going back to even that 2020 COVID game. They had so many dudes out with COVID. They still competed. It didn't look like what it looked like yesterday.
Not at all.
So that's why I do think some of the blame goes to Tomlin. That's something that Ryan Clark tweeted out. Like,
no, it does.
There needs to be better preparation. There needs to be a betterness of getting these dudes ready.
100% it needs to be like that. And when you're talking about the accountability element of it, this is where you start to see what is that going to look like. You showed, in terms of Coach Tomlin, what you're not going to deal with, right? By pulling out Mitch when you pulled him out. to me, Mitch, even in that moment of being pulled out, wasn't as bad as some of the stuff that we've continued to see at other positions. So if you can pull your quarterback of your team, nobody else is more important than the quarterback. If you can pull him, man, anybody can get got. You set Gunner, right? Mm-hmm. You set Gunner on chest. He didn't have a helmet. He didn't even dress him. So clearly you were fed up with that. Now, I'm not saying that you got to sit a Deontay Johnson and take his helmet, same with Chase Claypool, but what I am saying is maybe you reduce his snaps. Because
get Miles Boykin out there.
Because the method that they're taking right now is what? That, hey, man, you'll play through it. You'll figure it out. And that's cool when it's week 1, 2, and 3. But we're no longer in weeks 1, 2, and 3 anymore, Deke. At this stage right now, I'm asking myself, okay, are you sending the message that it's okay to go out there and continue to drop passes? It's okay. Hey, you'll get the next one.
Run
you don't
bad
get the
routes like
Romo
right. was highlighting on the TV screen.
Oh, you don't want to come flat? You want to go? You want to drift? Okay, cool. Hey, don't worry, you get the next one. Because that's what it starts to feel like. And if that's the case, well, what do you think that's going to do around the other parts in this position? When the other people on the team looking like, well, shoot, if you ain't going to pull him out, I ain't got to worry about it either then. I'm just going to get my numbers. Hey, man, I'm going to rush the passer. I ain't worried about y'all. Like, that's what it turns into. So you've already done one. You did the special teams. Let's keep it going until we find a group that is going to go out there and compete and do what they're supposed to do consistently. Like you said, you still need a Deontay Johnson this season. Deontay is still a good player.
Dude still gets open.
He still gets
Dude
wide
still
open.
A great receiver.
His route running is filthy.
Why does he make these incredible catches? And he's just barely out of bounds.
Yes. It's just the consistency thing right now. And it's I don't know
what the hell. And he drops the ones wide open that we really need.
I don't know if he has a half size shoe too big right now. I don't know what's going on, bro. I've seen too many of these toes. I don't know. Okay. But he needs to go down and half size shoe. But I'm like, you still need him. So it's not a headshot. It's more so a, hey, we're going to go over here and have a nice conversation in this alley. And then when we come back here, you're going to act the way you're supposed to act. That type of thing. You know, we ain't got to put him in the front seat of the car. We ain't there just yet. But that is something where I'm just asking myself, like, at what point do you say enough is enough? At what point do you look at Chase and say, well, you know what? You're not doing this. Let me give a Miles Boykin an opportunity. To me, like I said, George Pickens has to be the guy going forward. You have to target him more. You have to feature him more in this offense. But those are some of the little things when you're talking about sending messages, when you're talking about how to drum up a little bit more consistency, a little bit more accountability. Those are some of the things that you do. Because if I'm another guy on this roster and I see you pulling the $18 million guy and you saying that he's not all right with what he's doing, well then, shoot, if I'm making anything less than 18, hey, I ain't got nothing I can say about that, right? And those are some of the things we're talking about right now. So, as I said, man, we're talking about coaching staff and how that thing can go down. All that's on the table to me.
Everyone gets blamed for
absolutely,
yesterday.
Man.
Everyone does. But even pulling a first-round pick from a couple years ago like Najee Harris. Now, I don't think he's out there being lethargic and doesn't care or anything. He just doesn't look right. He might still be injured. But he hasn't been performing, and it feels like Jaylen Warren, whenever he's out there, you can see it off the screen. There's a different pop. There's a different flash whenever he's running the ball.
Yeah. It's this weird dynamic with both of them, though, because with Jaylen, he is super explosive, and I do enjoy when I watch him play how decisive he is with the ball. But then I also wonder, just in the sense of, like, when they're attacking Jaylen Warren versus how the defense attacks Najee Harris. They swarm Najee, right? At times, I don't know if they're as eager because, and part of it, I ask myself from a defensive mind state, right? Am I reading the key? Am I just simply saying, hey, when Jaylen Warren's in here, I'm thinking more pass because the demeanor of him,
he's like
small, he's the scat back. So in contrast, defensively, those type of calls you're getting whereas when Najee's out there, what are you anticipating? Run?
Yeah.
Or play action?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be more aggressive. I'm going to call more run blitzes. I'm going to call more fire zones to get an extra guy down that box to really force his action and make him have to make a cut, make him have to stop his feet. Because once I know he stops his feet, I got him now. So part of me feels like that's also a little bit in play. But yeah, Jaylen Warren still is being more productive. However we want to slice it. So that's the part that's, like I said, I'm not as hard of a stance on Najee just yet because of that. And I do feel like that's what it is happening at times. Because, like you said, it's very predictable right now. And that part does fall back on Matt Canada. But I do think that is also why when we're talking about Najee and we're like, bro, he ain't never hitting it. Why he keep trying to bounce it? You watch some of these players that we're talking about. I'm just like, bro.
Oh, some of those run plays were terrible yesterday.
Yo, where do you want this man to go?
What we're doing, like outside runs?
I'm
and
just
literally
like,
there's 5 Bills there versus
chilling.
like we have 2
Yeah.
Steelers.
Just chilling. I'm like, I don't know what y'all want him to do. I don't put your head in there and get 2. That's like I was like, put your head in the ground, just get 2 yards. Just get 3 yards here, I guess. Is that what we looking for? Because
we might have to be doing 60-40 pass.
Bro, like it was not the
because
the
Pickett was
nicest.
showing, man. He's got that accuracy. He can nickel and dime you.
No, he did. But the problem was we didn't get enough of it, and that's the part where we got to see with Canada, because I do understand, man. You don't want your quarterback throwing 52 times, especially your rookie quarterback making his first start. Like, holy heck, we didn't even want 7 throwing 52 times last year, right? I know you did.
It depends on who you ask.
I know you did. The rest of us did not want him throwing that ball 52 times a year ago, okay? So with that is the part where it's kind of like, man, we do have to find some type of balance, some way to maintain balance, because otherwise you're going to put Kenny in harm's way. It was still some reasons where Kenny had missed. And it's like, yeah, when you're asking him to throw it 52 times, the likelihood of him having more misses, the likelihood of him having more bad stuff happen, it shows up. Whereas if you're asking him to throw it 30 times, or even 25 times, it's just you're minimizing his exposure for negativity. Yesterday, it couldn't be like that, but part of that was because of how out of hand the game got as well. Man, it's hard to just say, hey, we're gonna be balanced to run the ball when you're down 2-3 scores, and you know the Bills are still coming out there trying to score every time. Like, that's the kind of the dilemma that you get stuck in, so to speak. But yeah, man, we gotta find some more balance with this run game.
Yeah,
got to, man, got to.
Next super chat. Let me know if I'm right here. AJ Martinez.
Yeah.
Sabotage 7. God bless everyone. Things will get better in the wake of our recent loss. Got to keep grinding. Offense and defense are 70 to 90% new.
Oh, in terms of the people?
I like the optimism. And he brought up Sabotage 7. I do want to say this. I said it yesterday in my post-game report. I know...
Sabotage 10?
No, definitely not. I know I made the declaration that I was going to stop saying bring back 7, but no, I said it again in the post-game report.
What?
And I threw a little caveat around it.
Whoa.
No, you got to hear me out.
Even with Kenny,
I threw a caveat around it. I said this
has
has no relation to Kenny. This is no indictment on Kenny. I have full support of Kenny going forward. I actually thought Kenny played pretty good yesterday. This has nothing to do with him. It's just more being pro-Ben, and it's just more clear. Case closed. The sabotage did happen on 7's final season.
So then,
it's more of like a declaration of just like.
So then why
all
doesn't
the fake fans wanted 7 out?
So does 10 get that same luxury?
No.
Why not? He's a part of that sabotage as well, right?
No.
How did you know it was a sabotage then? You had to see it with who? With Kenny?
It wasn't a sabotage for Mitch. Yeah, Kenny looked better than Mitch.
He threw the ball more than Mitch, but it was not drastically better than Mitch.
No, you got the eye test though, right, with Kenny?
He just threw it more times.
Nah, the offense is there with Kenny.
Okay, he threw it more times.
I get that. See, here's the thing, too, and I said this in my little video yesterday as well. There were a lot of things that happened with Mitch that popped up with Kenny.
Yeah.
Team surrounding him. Defense inconsistent. O-line inconsistent. Drops by receivers. Shitty play calling at times. I get it. I get it. But still, Kenny's the guy going forward. It was still the right move. I think Kenny's just a better quarterback.
We never said that it's not
better
the right
accuracy,
move going forward, but
better accuracy, better mobility, making things happen.
All I'm saying is
really impressive. Romo was all about him.
And that's cool. That's cool. But yesterday, just specifically yesterday, it was just he threw the ball more. I wouldn't have said that was anything drastically that Mitch could not have done. He just threw it more.
Uh-oh. You're flipping the script.
I'm not flipping anything. He threw it 50 times. That's all I'm saying. 52 times. That's all. But we're good, bro. I ain't about to do that on Kenny, man. Kenny did what he needed to do.
I think you liked what Kenny was doing.
I did as a rookie making your first start, man. Yeah, he did some positive things out there. I also don't put a lot of stock in these stats because I saw what the stats were coming out of the second quarter going into halftime. Before the Bills went up and was like, you know what, let's start taking guys, let's start playing prevent. Before they was doing all that, it was like, saw what it was looking like. It wasn't as dynamic as these numbers might lead you to believe.
I'm not looking at the stats. I honestly feel like we were playing better in the first half.
I would agree.
It was those two awful drives where we did run pass that started off the offense, and then
we had the drop.
Deontay
dropping it, absolutely.
And then Boswell missing field goals.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But no, I felt just the eye test because I get you. You're right.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably make things about the 300 yards and stuff.
what
I'm not
they
even
do.
looking at that.
Yeah.
I felt like he played better in the first half.
No, I would agree. I definitely thought he played well. And that's the thing. It's like he did some good stuff. Did he have some bad stuff? Sure. He's a rookie. But That's
Josh
the
Allen
thing.
had some misses.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But all I'm saying is he just played good. I'm not about to say he played great. And that's the thing I was just trying to say. Because people are like, yo, he played great. He played great. I'm like, all right, I'm not hearing all that. I got you. He played good.
He was a bright spot, along with Pickens, Jalen Warren, DeMarvin Leal, maybe another defender or two. But again, everything we talked about wasn't good enough in all three phases. It was just not there, as shown by the score.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. I think I got
Should
all
be
these.
skydiving, right?
Huh?
Skydiving hack?
I think I got all these, dude. I'm telling you.
Let's go.
Moats, as a former Bills player, any tips on how to cope with all this losing? Deke, keep holding us down against TG and Moats.
Ooh.
Nah, it don't gotta be
See?
me versus you guys.
Now, I did have a question because, like, I could take skydiving heck's first question as a backhanded shot, and I could come back and be like, I forgot what that felt like. We just big winning over here. But I'm not going to take that approach. What I will say is you can't be fickle. You can't be lighthearted. You can't be a fake fan. You can't be jumping on and off that bandwagon. In terms of how you endure the losing seasons. That's what he asked, right? He was like, as a former Bills player, how do you cope with all this losing? So that's what I was saying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an actual legit question.
Yeah.
It's not an actual shot. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I was like, it's not. I could take it as a shot, but I took it as an actual question. But no, that's how it is. You can't be jumping on and off, and that's when you talk about why that Bills fan base is so passionate. Because I remember when we was over here 0-8, and them fans would still be trying to show up. They still be showing love. Them tailgaters would still be out there on a Saturday morning, turned up in the little RV lot. That's what they do. So now that they finally have a product that's out there worth cheering for even harder, now you see what it's like. But that's ultimately how you got to get through that thing, man. You cannot be fickle, baby. You got to really ride through it. It's going to be a grind, and it's not a quick fix either. Think about that part. Like, we want it to be right now. But that is so rare in sports, man. Super rare. So, yeah. Just got to ride that thing, man. Ride it.
Well, here's your contrast right here. Sean McCartney says season is over.
The season is not over, man. We got a young quarterback in there getting another opportunity. All right. We got young players that are looking exciting as well, man. But like we already talked about, man, there's still plenty of stuff of why there is no need to feel like the season is over right now.
Fish momentum. Moats, it wasn't me. He's pulling a Shaggy on you. I need Deke's White Claws, SMH. Nah, don't turn to alcohol, dude.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's not going to
It
do you
get
any
rough
good.
for you? It get rough?
Troy Mason Jr. Like I said yesterday, Moats, Pickens should be our number one. He is now. I don't even know if there needs to be a declaration or an actual spot on the depth chart for him being number one.
Just
he is our
him
number
going
one.
forward. Absolutely.
Every look Mr. Drops gets should go to Pickens. We can't trust 18, SMH.
Yeah, but I also would say this. As much as we want to move on from Deontay, and I do feel like you need to do something to let him know that his play isn't enough. I will say nobody is creating separation the way that Deontay creates separation. Even when George Pickens is winning, think about it. He's winning on verticals and stop routes, right? It's not when you watching Deontay, you're seeing how he's winning right now at the line of scrimmage. He's winning so fast, like he does that. He creates that type of separation. So I know we don't want him out there full time, and I'm with that. And George Pickens 100% needs even more opportunities. But I have not seen George running routes the way that I see Deontay running routes just yet. Hopefully he can, and hopefully we'll start seeing a little bit more of that too. But right now, George's impact is more stretching that field vertically, right? Or the stop routes, because it's just the natural progression off of the vertical route. Whereas Deontay, when you're talking about just the route running, yeah, he has all that right now. So that's why it's like, man, we still gotta,
we
still
need
need
him.
Still need him. That's why it's like, yo, just it's kind of like,
dude, there's literally nothing to say to him outside of catch the ball.
Catch the ball. I'm like, bro, can I just?
There's nothing to be said.
I don't even want to sit him in the corner. I just want to like, take the ruler and spank his hands and be like, all right, you got it, you good. I don't even spank his hands. Maybe that'll make it work.
We need some stickum.
Yeah, just what's the kid from Little Giants? Just
I
get
think
that. Just,
is that stickum? Is that what that was?
Get that stuff, man. That's what you need. Yeah.
It's crazy to me though, because those gloves that these dudes wear, it's
like
unbelievable.
It's no reason why you should not
It's
be able to.
unbelievable.
It's super sticky. You just grab everything. Yeah.
And that wasn't even like a Josh Allen type of pass where it's a 5-yard slant and he rockets it. That's like 10, 15 yards in between when Pickett was throwing. It's kind of like an easier pass. is like right at your face.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Absolutely, man.
12th Wonder. What up? 12th
What
here
it do,
from the
baby? What it
520.
do?
I saw some good things from the Killer Peas.
Oh, okay.
Pickett, Pickens, and Pat.
I like the Killer Peas.
Yeah, actually, in terms
That's
of
a little
divvying
vibe.
up targets, that's how it should be.
I
Pickens
would
and
agree.
Pat first. Too.
Yes.
And then he says, I think the future is bright. W next week.
Let's go.
Upset over Brady at home.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, next one.
Man, they barely got out of that stadium too.
I know. Well, I lost that bet because I think I had Bucks 9
Yeah.
as -9.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, their offense got really stagnant in the second half. So there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope for us.
Because they were up, what, 21 zip? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad early on.
Mhm.
Let's go UW. Well, Moats, we both, he's probably saying at least. At least we
okay.
both have our college teams winning.
Go Dukes.
Man, if Loudermilk and Robinson don't get playing time soon, it's criminal. Pull Spillane and Wormley.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing Mark Robinson out there.
Yeah. Why are we pulling Spillane? I thought he was halfway decent.
Well,
We ain't like him yesterday?
I was going to say, with
I
how
would've
Bush
said-
played yesterday,
What? Am I
Mark
right?
Robinson isn't a bad thought.
Right. I didn't know Spillane was the one that needed
But-
the headshot. That's all.
Bush hasn't been playing that bad. This was his worst
Right.
game this season
Yeah.
for sure.
I think all three of them. But that's what we talked about before. We're like, all three have been playing well. It's just like, who do you pull to put on Mark Robinson out there, though?
I might have skipped one here. Or a couple. Jaron PSL for life.
So it was just Autumn McCaddy just showing some love, some support. We definitely appreciate you, Autumn, for that as well.
Am I going backwards here?
No, you should be at Jaron.
Am I there?
Yeah,
All right,
Jaron PS4L, right?
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Checking in from the 559.
Visaya.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rough Sunday, but my positivity is I'm getting married on Saturday.
Turn up one time.
Love the show. Here
Let's
we go,
go.
Steelers. Here
Let's
we go.
go. Nah, man, shout out to that young love or new love or whatever type of love it is, man. But either way, I'm happy as heck for you and you getting married, man. So congratulations, man. Absolutely.
Vincent Martinez in the 707. Is it our coverage scheme the problem? It sure seems like opposing teams are filing restraining orders against our DBs. That's a good
That's
a
actually
good little
one,
analogy
man.
there. That's pretty funny.
That's a good one. In terms of our coverage, I don't think the coverage is actually the problem. I think the personnel is the problem, and I think the pass rush not being what it used to be is the problem. Josh Allen, he was hit once, sacked 0 times.
Oh yeah, pressure was terrible.
This is Josh Allen we're talking about, and you hit him one time. That's the first start. That's the recipe for disaster right there. The only time he had to run was when we went, 2-man, cover one, and he was like, okay, I'm going to just pull it and pick up the first down with my legs. So that's what he can do in terms of when you're trying to play man-to-man coverage or matching concept coverages. But then when you try to do some of the zone stuff, we obviously know that's when you create some of the other mismatches where you can see a wide receiver on a linebacker. Because how we play our defense here, we like to keep our inside guys inside, our corners outside, our nickel is always on the outside. We don't bastardize calls for one-off, situations because it creates too many issues going forward. So that's also part of it. But then when you talk about the personnel, as we broke it down at the beginning of this thing, man, it got to the point where it was literally Josh Jackson, a guy that we had just elevated from the practice squad. Was that Sunday? Out there playing significant
I don't
snaps.
even know who he is. I thought we were gonna see Elijah Riley or potentially like Mark Gilbert.
Well, because
I don't even know
we
who the hell
bumped
Josh
up
Jackson
Josh
is.
Jackson and Elijah Riley at the same time. I think it was Saturday from the practice squad. And Josh is out there playing a ton. He was obviously the guy who gave up the touchdown to Khalil Shakur. Shout out to him. Remember, I was tuning in from him. I was watching tape on him this offseason, man. Yeah, he was
As
one
a
of them-
sleeper receiver.
Yeah, he was one
Yeah.
of them dudes. Absolutely. So, part of that is also personnel, right? Because of the injuries that we had sustained. Also, when you talk about Gabe Davis, the 61 or however, it was 60-something yards on Minka. That was a big time play, but that's not scheme related. That's just heck of a throw, heck of a catch. Talk about the 98-yarder. I personally think that Norwood and Levi, whichever one we want to put it on, they both got to be better right there. Levi can't get run by. Norwood got to maintain his leverage and make sure he stays on top of it. And then worst case scenario, one of y'all got to get this dude on the ground. But that's not scheme to me. That's still those two players. But would Norwood be out there if Edmonds was healthy? No. So that's the other part of when we're talking about the personnel. And realistically, we could also say, would Lever have been out? Actually, no, because that was third down, so he would have been out there on the outside. Because I was going to say, if that was actually out of a base personnel, Levi wouldn't have been out there if we were healthy, because it would have been a Kello and Cam Sutton. Mm-hmm. But in that situation, we weren't our nickel, so Levi still would have been out there. But
we had Terrell Edmonds.
You would have had Edmonds still.
Potentially making a better angle on the ball.
Absolutely, man.
Let's go, UW. Am I right?
Yes.
Nice. TJ being out till week 10. Talk about a death knell for our pass rush. Dude, I think he says, no disrespect to Cam, but this defense can't function without TJ. It's pathetic.
Man,
maybe we should have picked up JPP.
Hey, what's up with your sources too, man?
Dude, listen.
What's up with your sources, man?
Listen. No.
I got a bone to pick with you, man.
Hear me out.
You sold me some hope.
Hear me out.
You sold me some hope on that river, on that oceanfront property in Arizona.
Hear me out.
That's what you sold me on. That's what you
Never
did.
knew about this knee injury. Never knew about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
His pec's good to go. I feel like he's good to go this week. He just got the knee surgery. That's pretty bad timing.
Yeah. Said at least.
Do we have an explanation for why he had this knee surgery at this point?
Call your source and ask him, man. We need answers.
Why didn't he have it with the pack? Is that just too much to handle?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Couldn't walk around maybe with crutches with his pec?
Man, we would have rolled him around.
Yeah, exactly.
It's TJ Watt. You could have rolled him around. It's TJ Watt, bro.
But, man, that probably goes back to that Lions preseason game, huh?
Which knee was it? Is it that one or is it the front of Bengals? Because then it was like...
What happened with the Bengals? I don't even remember that.
They show when he hits Joe Burrow on the pick, he knocks him down, he definitely missteps and jams his knee right after that as well.
Was it the same one or the opposite?
It was the opposite one. The preseason was the left. That one was the right. So it was like, which knee was it?
Do you have an explanation for the timing? I'm not mad about it, but it's just like, dude, why can't we just take care of it all at once?
Yeah, so honestly, yes. Oddly enough, I've actually had not a knee, but I've been rehabbing and realized I had another injury that I needed to have surgery for.
Okay.
The way it happens, man, it's like, you might, depending on when he tweaked the knee, because a scope is not like an ACL or MCL. Dudes play with knees that have particles loose in there. And you'll have swelling. You'll have to get your knee drained at time, or you're always constantly iced and elevated and try to just keep keep it from getting too puffy on you and stuff like that. And you'll feel some of that in there, man. There's some of those loose particles that they're talking about. But eventually it gets to the point where you're just like, bro, this is nagging me too much. It's getting swollen too much. It's just, I don't like how I feel. All right, let's clean it up. Let's give you a little scope. And that's why it's typically like 2 to 4 weeks in terms of, when they come back from that. And that's kind of how you operate with it. So in this capacity, he could have been dealing with that from the preseason. It could have been from the Joe Burrow play, right? But while you're doing your rehab, you're kind of like, yeah, I feel some stuff in my knee. But as players, we always feel something. Like as a player, you always walking around with some level of, my elbow don't feel the best. My knee don't feel the best. So you always feel that. But you're just kind of like, bro, I'm straight. So while you're rehabbing the pec, you're not worried about the knee because you ain't doing a lot of on field. You're probably just doing what? Cardio on a machine. It's not like you running sprints. It's not like you getting practice in. So you're not thinking about it. You're not really having to test it. But now you're getting a little closer. All right, let's get ready to get back on field because I can't come back in 3 to 2 weeks or whatever and be ready to play without getting on this field and starting to do some stuff, doing some running around, cutting and stuff like that. You get out and you start doing it like, bro, my knee, it feels a little weird. Or my knee
So this might have happened
puffing.
anyway.
Right. So then it's like, all right, well, we got some time still. All right, how many weeks we got to the bye? All right, well, if we go ahead and do it today, it'll be this long, but we'll be all right. So that's kind of the approach you take with it. And for me, my personal experience was I had a high ankle sprain that I was rehabbing. And high ankle sprain typically is like 4 to 6 weeks. But it was towards the end of the season. So going into probably week 3 of the rehab, I'm trying to do sit-ups. And I'm like, bro, I keep feeling like this pain in like my pelvis area, like my groin and stuff. Had to go get surgery in my hips. You know what I mean? Same one. I think TJ might have had that same. A lot of dudes had these like hip flexor, like pelvic area surgery and stuff like that. But literally, it took me rehabbing my ankle to be like, yo, why every time I keep doing this one exercise is isolating this pain right here? And then we found it out and was like, oh, as we get surgery. And it was like, all right, in the middle of this rehab, go down. We're gonna fly you to Philly, get you a surgery, and then you're gonna start that rehab as well. So it's not as like cut and dry as, hey man, you should have had this 2-3 weeks ago, because sometimes you really don't even know because you're not like solely focused on that.
Yeah, because that's the last thing I'm thinking about is that TJ's trying to like scam this whole thing and take advantage of it. No, I think he wants to be out there. It was just weird timing. So I'm definitely siding with whatever TJ is doing is probably the right thing.
And you got to think the optimism. We all want him to come back soon, fast. And when you feel the team losing, and every week they say, oh, this team is 0-7 without him. This team is 0-8 without him. Oh, now this team is 0. Like, it just adds to it. So you're like, yo, that's the hope. We need him. And then you're like, no, he has a surgery. What was this? It's not even on the pack.
Yeah, we were hoping for this week or next week. But now it's definitely the bye.
Yeah.
But it feels like that's definitely when he's coming back, after the bye.
Yes. I mean, based on how Coach Tom was even talking about it, it does seem like that, right? So we'll see.
C-Des86. I feel like coaching may be the biggest issue with the team right now. Play calling flow is super important when your players continue to let you down.
Yes and no, because play calling and flow sounds good, but what did play calling and flow have to do with Deontay dropping that 4th and 5? I think it was in the red zone.
Yeah.
Was that it?
It was a 4th down.
Yeah.
That was the one in the second half,
calling,
right?
Yeah.
And the one in the first half was in the middle of the field.
The one in the middle of the field. That's not play calling to me. That's not flow to me. The coaching staff, yes, they do have some fault in this, and we talked about that as well. But you also have to remember, man, you're only doing but so much as a coach. You can rah-rah all you want. You can draw up every play you want. But you can only do so much because you are not going out there on that field. And that's the other part of this thing where when you're talking about accountability and you're talking about, okay, how do we know or who do you place a blame on? Part of that from this coaching staff is, man, you do got to pull players. You do have to start cutting guys' time and stuff like that. But it's also pros and cons to that. Sometimes you can't do that because you don't have the personnel. Who are you going to pull out of the DB room right now with the injuries that we have there? So you're not going to see a different group right now. You're going to still see those guys. Now you're hoping that they can be better this week coming up, but you're going to still get a very similar group that's going to be out there because personnel-wise, we don't have a lot of options there. Wide receiver is a little bit different because we have other guys coming back healthy. A Calvin Austin, we haven't seen him yet. He should be getting ready to make an appearance, you know?
Miles Boykin.
Absolutely.
I'd be interested in him.
Absolutely. Steven Sims, now that he has his eye figured out, because that's what ended up happening. He said he had like an eye injury in warm-ups. I'm like, bruh, what?
Then he was good.
Then he came
back. Hold on. Can we do this? Why James Pierre? Of all the players, get George Pickens out there. Dude doesn't drop a pass.
Yeah, but George doesn't.
He could catch a kick return and just like knee it or something.
Well,
like
I'm
why
sure,
not George Pickens?
but
it's his job to catch passes in football.
Catching passes
Dude,
and catching kickoffs are different. Are they not different?
Wait, why Pierre? Dude, he botched that up so bad.
From what Coach Tomlin said was when you get down the line like that, that's
God.
the guy that you roll with. I'm sure they got multiple dudes that catch him. I would say, why didn't you put Connor Heyward back there? Connor Heyward returns kicks.
Just someone that'll catch the ball and knee it at least.
But,
you know what I mean? I can see why you're like,
though,
I don't want Pickens out there because you're afraid he's getting hurt on the return.
In all seriousness, though, you still expect James Pierre. They didn't put James Pierre out there if they didn't think he could catch that ball. Like, they don't just settle on him. Trust me on this. But this is the difference. And this could have happened to Pickens as well. It could happen to anybody. We talked about the backup long snapper in Cincinnati, right? Remember that? We was like, yo, he probably practiced that thing. He probably looked good out there, right? And then it's your time to get your number called. You know, Deke, I used to catch kickoffs too in practice, man. I did. I catch them a lot. And then I had to go in the game one time and actually do it. And boy. Granted, the ball didn't come to me, but I prayed to every guy that I knew that ball did not get kicked to me. And I've probably caught 100 kickoffs in practice. In practice, Deke. And I was playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. It wasn't even like it was a big-time game. It was the Jaguars, Deke. Jags. Man, oh, my God, do not kick this ball. Do not. And I'm over here like, okay, I got my feet set. All right. Remember, keep my elbows right here. Don't back up. Okay, I don't go this way. Don't go. Yeah, bro. So that's all I'm saying. And you got to think, James Pierre, he didn't even get the fair one. At least I had the whole week of practice knowing that, hey, I'm going to be a part of the group. I'm not the main guy, but I'm an up back. So this ball could come over here. I got to be prepared. James Pierre ain't even get that. He done had his pregame meal. He done his little warm-up, headphones on. He ready for the game. And they like, hey, bro, my man can't see. You're up. Huh? Yeah. So I'm saying, man, context-wise, like, it's not as simple as it may seem, man.
I'm with you, but I'm not with you.
I feel you, though. I
Because
feel you.
Pickens, he's fearless. It's one of those things you could live or die with. I'll just have Pickens be out there, and I feel like he's going to step up to the occasion.
Living or die with it is cool, but I don't think results it's guaranteed that it's different because that's not what
Right.
Pickens does. That's all.
That's
I'm saying.
fine in terms of maybe Pickens doesn't play it right because he hasn't been practicing.
Because I'm like, because you look at how James Pierre, he just misread it, right? He thought it was going to be a little bit longer. It fell shallow, and then, or excuse me, he thought it was going to be a little bit shallow. And he's like, oh, it happens, bro.
I guess the question would be, did Pickens do any returns with Georgia?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But is that what you want to find out whenever they've realized Steven Sims wasn't going to be able to go? Because think about that. Steven Sims was dressed. Everything was in warm-ups, bro.
I think it's just one of those things you ask Pickens, hey, you ever do this before?
And you just like, go out there?
You do this in high school or college? Yeah. It's Pickens, dude. I told you, 100% approval rating for Pickens right now.
Yo, just put him out there. It don't even matter, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. It can happen to anybody, though. It could happen to anybody.
Hunter Gaming. Last year was my first Steeler game when they played the Lions. As bad as that game was and being in overtime, because I was there, that was a fun game to be at.
Yeah.
It was, with Ben even sitting out and Mason.
That's the COVID one. It was like in the rain and stuff, too.
It was a disaster. It was a fun game to be at because there was just so much crazy shit happening. But yeah, we shouldn't have tied that game. He says, went to the Steeler game, played the Lions, wanted to see Ben at least one. Oh, yeah, he got robbed then.
Yeah.
Sadly, didn't get a chance to see him. Unlike Mike Tomlin, I seek comfort, so please give me comfort.
Hey, no, comfort is good.
Yeah, you missed out, dude. I don't know
comfort is definitely good, man. Definitely find that comfort. I like comfort. I see comfort.
Well, I hope maybe what I said right there would give him comfort. That was a fun game to be at.
Heck yeah.
That was, I don't know. I don't want to go through my top 5 games to be at from 2021 right now, but I really enjoyed being at that game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I had a lot of White Claws,
Yeah.
but it was cool. Kyle Monier. Imagine Izzy on the Steelers, though. Dude is insane.
Dang, we moving on? That's where we at?
He is a Steeler running back.
That's where we at, though? We just moving on?
He's got that power, but also has that speed.
We just go... Dang, y'all are crazy.
No, I'm good with Jalen
Warren. Whoa, what? Yo.
Nah, dude, Najee needs to get right. Come on, he just needs to get healthy or something. I said this at the beginning. Maybe this is one take I had. Good. Najee should have sat out a couple weeks to get healthy.
Hey, yo, wow. Yo, I didn't turn on my man Najee.
We're not turning on. No. He's not the guy we're turning on. I just don't think he's right now, and it's not helping our team.
All right.
I'm not turning on Najee.
I was
No. I don't think he's the next Trent Richardson or anything like some people are saying.
I told them they now, I never really understand it, and I'm sure you'll educate me on it, but they was like, yo, when did Najee become Mendenhall? Why are they saying that? Whole vision or something like that, bro. Yeah. Is that a thing?
Mendenhall.
Did he have vision? What's going on with him, man?
Mendenhall wasn't bad.
He
spun too much.
They be trying to say that he was like Mendenhall 2.0. I kept seeing that float around. I'm like, I don't get this.
No, I think he actually tried to be much more of how do I want to phrase this? He wasn't physical enough at times.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he had a big body, and that's what he was known for coming out of Illinois. He tried doing spins and jukes and finding openings as opposed to just running over people.
So maybe that's why they call Najee that then.
Okay.
Fair, you just said that, that's got to be it then. Yeah.
I actually thought Mendenhall was faster than Najee, though.
I do too. But I think Najee has more power than Mendenhall, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Taking on dudes one-on-one.
Right. So I think that's...
Whereas Mendenhall this is what happened. He would get to like a one-on-one scenario and just like hit the circle button like 3 times.
Some way said the circle
I'm not messing with it, dude. But he was still a good running back.
Yeah.
Maybe they're saying Najee to Mendenhall because Najee's disappointing a little bit.
Okay.
Even though Najee is still good. He had a really good rookie season, but he's definitely disappointing this season at least.
Starting off slow. He's definitely started off slow.
Okay, we got Deanon Strachan, PhD.
Oh, shout out to Deanon Strachan with that PhD, and welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We greatly appreciate you as well.
And then we got 12th Wonder says, we started 0-4 back in 13. Began the Killer Bees. Yeah, we ended up 8-8 that year.
Man, I probably should have had this topic recap out this whole time, huh? I was sure, man. It'd be like that sometimes, man. We needed to get it off our chest like that every once in a while, man.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah. But he's right. It came down to the last week. I can't remember if it was exactly that 13 season. There was another season we won 8-8. I think it was 2012. Both of those years, it came down to the final week or two, and one of them, it was we needed the Chiefs' backups with Chase Daniel
to
beat the Chargers.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And, all we needed was a field goal, and the dude missed it.
Yeah. I remember.
We would have been in the play. And we were humming at that point, too.
It was 12 and 13, because when I came over in 14, that's what everybody was talking about, how they felt like because they were pissed off with the kicker. Was it Cairo
yeah.
Santa? They was all pissed. I was like, yo, why y'all mad with this kicker? Like, yo, if he would have made a field goal or something last year, we'd have been in the postseason.
Dude, they were humming at
Yeah.
that, but no one wanted to play the Steelers at that point. I'm telling you, we went on a nice little run. Like we were probably 7-1 or 6-2 over our last 8 games. But that's what happens when you dig yourself in a hole of 0-4.
Yeah.
They would have made. I think every year we've went 8-8 in the Big Ben era, we would have made the playoffs under the new rule of being the 7th team. We were always the 7th team, just out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
From what I can remember, at least. Okay, next one we got. Let me know if I'm off on
Should
any
be
of
Sean
these,
McCartney?
but I think I'm doing good here. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
says,
you've been on it. You've been official, man.
he says, hate it. Takes this blowout to hit the panic button.
But I'm not hitting. You hit the panic button? What's the panic button now? Because
I don't know what the panic button is.
I personally,
I don't like where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Does anyone like where we're at? No one likes where we're at, obviously.
Yeah, if anything, man, I felt like the panic button was when you made the big move last week for the Spark. I felt like more of a panic button. This is just kind of like, man, we in the thick of it, and we just got to keep going. Just got to keep pressing forward, man. You can seek the comfort, or you can keep, going to work. And I look on the going to work side. That's, the approach that we like to take here in Pittsburgh, man. So, yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I don't know what drastic move can be made right now outside of maybe a sign or a trade.
Right.
But firing Matt Canada, I get why people are thinking that because I'm not the biggest fan, but I don't think it was all on him last game. I think there were some good calls. It was just the two that we talked about, the 2 series, it's just like read the room.
Yeah.
And making that move right now, I don't know if it benefits anyone. The only way I could see it is if you do it at the bye, you make Mike Sullivan the dude, and he tries to run it similarly to Matt
because you would
Canada.
have to keep verbiage. You would need to.
Because Mike Sullivan's been around
some of
Matt
the
Canada these
philosophies,
last 2 years. But he
Absolutely.
can maybe have a better job at reading the room and
Yeah.
deciphering defenses and knowing when to make calls.
Yeah.
That's my only thinking.
Because I thought of it in the sense of you still keep Matt Canada on board, but what you do is you start to say, all right, well, maybe you're a part of the game planning, but we want Mike Sullivan taking over actual play calling duties. Because, I still feel like you have some nice plays that are schemed up. We have seen them at times, but you don't know when to call them consistently enough. So maybe that's an approach. Maybe that's a stone that you don't leave unturned. And Coach Tomlin did say that everything was on the table in terms of making moves and stuff like that. So that's something that I would think of in terms of another potential shift in philosophy, or even if it's vice versa in the sense of, all right, well, maybe it's been exclusively Matt Canada in terms of all of the preparation and game planning stuff. All right, well, maybe Mike Sullivan deserves a bigger role in that. But either way, like, something has to be switched up in some capacity.
Sure. Okay. Those aren't bad ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, next one we got. Who is
bro,
this?
these supers keep popping in too. But I see
good.
I see your screenshot on 1,000, man.
Yeah.
You keeping us right, baby.
Dude, no, shout out to the chat.
Heck yeah,
Austin,
heck yeah.
Autumn McCartney, right? Or McCaddy.
Yes.
Love the Steelers, but right now we are not good. We had no fight back. It's a combination of a lot of this right now.
Yeah.
They need to fire Canada. Jeez. All love, Deke and Moats.
Hey, all love to you as well, Autumn. You know that. But yeah, the fight. Like I told you, man. When I saw that last little run by James Cook, I definitely felt like the team had packed it up. It was like, I'll let y'all, man.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was just not good all around.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones, man. But I'm hoping that, hey, regardless of why it had to happen, just don't let it happen again. Let's take this, let's learn from this, and understand that, hey, we're not good enough to be inconsistent. We're not good enough to beat ourselves and beat the opponent. We have to operate with a lot more urgency. We have to operate with a lot more detail. When we do that, we'll be fine. But when we don't, this is what's going to look like. And eventually it looks like this. You know what happens? Guys start to lose their job. You don't want to lose your job now. You feel me? So, pick it up.
AB.
Oh, Lord. Not which AB?
There was a new report about him today, right?
I saw something. He was like, they said he was stealing watches.
Wrapping
I saw
label?
what happened with I saw the check that he wrote. They
Yeah.
said he wrote himself a check from his own label, but said that he's getting paid big bucks to rap. But it was like he was paying himself. Then I saw the one where they were like, he was selling fake watches. He bought them for like $500 and was selling them for like $160,000. I was like, bro, you are scamming. If that is real, hopefully it's not. But yeah, I saw some of that. I was like, Lord, man, yeah, get your dog, bro. Yeah.
Well, it seems like he's at least good enough right now to drop a super chat. Says,
shout
what
out.
3 changes should be made in your opinions? Wow.
I think we already talked about him. if I'm going off the top of my head, I need George Pickens to get a lot more targets to be schemed up. And then I guess parallel with that, or if that is the byproduct of that move, is Deontay having to sit a little bit, not necessarily getting the same amount of targets, not necessarily getting the same amount of reps. The other thing that I would do is kind of what I was alluding to with the whole Matt Canada situation. I'm starting dialing that back a little bit. It's been multiple weeks now. All right, I don't like what I'm seeing consistently enough. Let's let Mike Sullivan start to get a little bit more involved with this thing and just see if there is any type of change in that element of it. But other than that, it's not a ton more in terms of drastic changes that you want to make or you really can make, because the injuries on defense do handcuff you a little bit. Who am I going to pull in terms of a Levi Wallace when he's struggling? Which when we put James Pierre out there full time, Josh Jackson out there full time, like Arthur Miley as an outside corner full time, like nah. But that's a part of this dilemma that we're also in right now as well, man.
All right, we got our Barley 18.
You
says it's not only the players, it's the fans who don't really get the standard. I never seen such optimism from being taken to the woodshed. Oh, Kenny blush. Ooh, we're in great hands. The man hasn't thrown a touchdown. He got blamed too. Come on, man. We can't be going out of that game ripping on Kenny like that. Did he have a mistake or two? Sure, everyone does. Kenny played good. Play with heart, play with leadership. Accuracy, as I mentioned, off the charts. I think he would have had probably 80% completion rating had it not been for the drops. Him, Pickens, Jalen Warren. I don't know why we got to be ripping on any of those guys today.
Well, they were all a part of 3 points on offense. So, regardless of how we want to slice it, 3 points is not enough.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to get in this anymore. Yeah, you're right. It's not enough. Could Pickett have done better? Yeah. But I think Pickett played good. I think he showed why we put him in. That's my big takeaway. Big takeaway in terms of like the offense. Him, Pickens, Jalen Warren. Defense was just, I don't know, man. That was bad. No pressure. Coverage getting torched.
Not in the whole first half, though, Deke.
What?
I'm saying is, man, 3 points is 3 points. Defense did do enough early on to keep it in striking distance.
First quarter, but it does
Even
go
into
back
the part
to
of the
some of the
second,
play
yeah.
calling, the drops, though, as well.
Yeah.
So, not on Pickett, really. I mean, the pick was bad, sure. Right before half. Dude took a shot. Now, that could have, if Bills actually took advantage of it, that could have converted into points and, like, really took the wind out of our sails, even though the wind was probably at 1 mile per hour at that point. Yeah, it made a couple mistakes and whatnot.
Said it was at like 1 mile
Still,
an hour at that point. Don't
no,
matter.
Pickett played good, man. Pickett played solid. That's, I told you, my bright sides. So, well, listen. I guess me and our Barley aren't going to see eye to eye. That's all. We can still be friends, bro. He's a Mitch guy.
Why you gotta be all that?
I wonder if he was a Ben guy, too. I think the real fans are the Ben guys, but then converted to Pickett
You
guys.
notice how defensive y'all start getting anytime. It's just like, bro, we just said he was straight.
Well, I told
Y'all
you.
play
I told you about these fake fans already, though.
You over here like about to go. He's like, yo, he was just straight. He was just good. He was okay. Like,
yeah, but he
like,
took it.
bro,
He took it
what?
way too
It
far
was
there.
It was just cool. Like, yo, he was cool. He was straight. Yeah.
I don't think Kenny fans sound like he was saying. That's all. I told you about the Kenny Nation, the fake Kenny guys.
Bro.
We saw it at Buffalo Wild Wings. He was already talking about Bryce Young next year. He was was for Pickett, then he was talking about Bryce Young. I'm like, come on, dude.
Because it's like,
Come
yo,
on, dude.
y'all just hop and just crown whoever. Y'all was crowning Duck. I was here for that. You was
This
a part
is
of
different.
that.
This is different, though.
And y'all said that was different too.
No. That was.
cool.
Listen, I think
It's
with
cool,
Duck.
bro.
No, hear me out with Duck.
Yeah.
The thing that was cool about his little emergence was we knew it was temporary. It was a hot fling. We knew it was temporary because Ben was coming back next year.
So what is this then? Is this a hot
This is our
fling or
guy. No, this is our guy.
Are you sure?
We're serious about
You're
this.
sure?
Yeah.
Even though you said it yourself that you even was like, yo, 7 a second ago.
Yeah, but that was just more for being pro 7.
Did they give you closure? That was the closure you just, like,
No,
that chapter's done?
No, it's not closure. It's just I'm really pro Ben. That was more about a shot at the fake fans and saying it wasn't Ben's fault. It's a slogan. It's an anthem. It's just something you say.
For sure.
They wanted Ben gone. Obviously, it wasn't him last year. He leads this team, probably a lesser version of the team, to the playoffs, 9-7-1. So this is what you guys wanted.
Yeah.
This is what you get. But no, Kenny's our guy.
All right.
Kenny's our guy, bro.
All right.
That
your guy.
You get what I mean? That has no bearing on my support of Kenny going forward.
I'm just trying to find the
I think
direction.
Kenny played good.
I'm just trying to follow the direction we go into.
Kenny's our guy going forward, but I'm still going to say bring Ben back whenever I want.
You try to throw me the Mason. I'm never going to let you live that down. You threw that Mason in there as well. That don't what happened to be that 30-10. I was trying to get on that point.
I never said he was our guy, though. I said he could give us a good season.
He was going to give us 30-10, Deke.
There was a percent chance that was his ceiling.
Deke, I'm following you down this fandom path, and you are just leading me all over the place, man. I don't know how to be a fan. I'm learning from you.
I felt like Mason could have been good for us this season.
Uh-huh.
He had that potential.
Okay.
There was a 5% ceiling upside. He could have got us 30 touchdowns. It was like 5 to 10%. I felt like it was there.
I like it.
And he didn't get the start, so that's that. We never said he was the guy, though.
Okay, you would just say he could give us 30.
He could give us a season. If he gives us a season, maybe we make him the guy or whatever. We give him a contract for the future.
Okay.
We're all in on Pickett, then.
All right.
He's the guy. This is serious.
All right, I'm with you there, bro. I'm with you. Whoever you tell me to root for, that's what we're going with. So let's get it, Kenny.
Okay. Was that official? No, official momentum right here, right? He says, in life, everyone needs accountability.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the truth, man.
Troy Mason Jr. At halftime, I'm pulling a temper tantrum like Danny Glover did in Angels in the Outfield. Tables and Gatorade flying everywhere.
I like it.
He did that, or is he expecting Tomlin to do that?
I think he's expecting Tomlin to do that as well. Yeah. I don't know Tomlin ain't going to do that. Not for no regular season game. He ain't going to do that for no regular season game.
Ah. All right, next one. Let me know if I'm still on track.
Should be AJ, right? Martinez?
Let me see.
I think.
Let me see what I got.
Maybe.
Read that one, because I lost it.
I bet that.
I know exactly what one you're talking about.
AJ Martinez says, to think, we have the most interceptions in the NFL. LOL. We do, bro. We keep getting picks. We get turnovers. There's, just some of the stuff in between.
Okay. I'm a little lost here. Who's next?
Mike Lang. Should be good. No? Maybe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
right.
give Damon Brown my Cash App.
Hey, Damon say, bro, he got that big pipe over there. Big pipe. Oh.
Is Myron Bennett in this anywhere?
Yeah, 2 down.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so you never seen it. You definitely in the building.
I'm back.
All right.
Steeler Nation on fire. Coaching changes are coming, as Mike Tomlin said. Also, WTF are the refs smoking? Tom Brady got the call, but Kenny didn't.
Yeah,
Some
that
BS.
was kind of crazy.
Dude, shout out to
bro.
James Daniel, man.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, shout out to James, man. I still don't understand how they did not flag that. I understand why DeMar would have done what he did, but I don't understand why that wasn't a flag.
With how the treatment of quarterbacks are these days.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, like, yeah, I'm sure y'all
I can't believe that Brady
Have you seen
call.
the Brady one? But say, if you've seen the Brady one, so to just think of contrast, if that's called, how the heck is the DeMar Hamlin hit on Kitty Slide not? Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Even like Kenny taking that shot at the defensive lineman that went low.
Oh, yeah. I understand, like, because it was out of the pocket or whatever. But then I didn't see, but apparently they were saying, like, he was, like, twisting his leg or something like that, too.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, I didn't see the rest of it.
It looked pretty bad on the replay.
Yeah, they say it was, like, pulling it or something like that.
And then did you see Kenny's response? He got up and
he
like,
pushed him
over. Yeah.
I did have a flashback, though.
What happened?
When he grabbed and I seen my man have his helmet. I was like, I was like, I've seen this before in Cleveland. I was like, oh man, this doesn't end well for our quarterbacks. Shout out to Kenny. Kenny won that. He kept his helmet. He kept his dignity. It was good.
That's why he's the guy.
He kept his dignity. Because I was like, oh Lord, it's about to happen again. It's about to happen. So I was definitely glad to see that. He definitely won that. So I had big respect for that. I'm like, you know what? If you gonna squabble, man, you better win, baby. And he did win that one. So shout out to him.
Myron Bennett. Yo, Damon, where you work at, you hiring?
I said he definitely got wherever he working at. He got big paper over there, man. All right. You did miss one. Let me get one real quick. King Stacks. He says, Moats,
okay.
I have one issue with you. You talk crap about who we think needs to go, but everyone is safe with you. Name 3 changes beside being consistent. Well, hey, man, that's your opinion. I don't need to name the 3. If you don't want to hear what I got to say, hey, man, you can name them and we can listen to what you got to say. Well, I'm not going to listen, but they can listen. So, yeah, I ain't going to do that. So, it's all good, man.
All right, fine. 3 changes. Trade for Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
No, actually, we could maybe look at some trades potentially here. I haven't done that type of research. Or even signing someone. No, JPP's off the table, unfortunately. That would have been nice. He actually looked pretty good in that Ravens game.
He did.
But D Ford's still another guy out there, at least we can consider. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't be a bad one.
Because pass rush is definitely an issue right now. Larry Ogunjobi, we got to see what's going on with him. Yeah.
It's brutal. Loudermilk, having Loudermilk get some time may not be a bad decision.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. DeMarvin, but they're playing DeMarvin still more on the outside. But that's because, like I said, no TJ Watt.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because I just don't think right now firing Canada or firing DC would really do much good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we could do a change for the sake of a change, but then we're going to be sitting here complaining about the next thing. Oh, man, well, we made this change, but it's still no different result. Because this is bigger than just a one person or one quick fix. That's not this team's issue right now. But, it's like that sometimes, man.
Okay. Is this Samurai Finn?
It is. Shout out to you, man. You got this thing lined up nice and neat.
It's not bad.
Man, brush your shoulder off, Deke, man.
Thank you.
Hell the pit. There it is.
Samurai Finn, there's no getting out of it. Time to question if Tomlin's success really was a product of 7. Colbert and Cowher. Our defense crumbles against top quarterbacks.
All right. Sure. If that's what you got out of it, I personally don't agree. I think that every year is different. Every year is special. Because if that was not the case, then why didn't Cowher just win every year after that as well? Right? But I get it.
If I'm going to lean on side of success over these last 2 decades, I'm going to give more credit to Ben. But no, I think Tomlin is a great coach in his own right as well.
Huh? It's all good. I ain't got to go there with you.
What?
I ain't going there.
Oh, no,
with
I'm not saying that as no.
With
Listen, dude, I'm not saying that as a debate or anything. It's just
trust me. I already heard. You heard me. I'm not going there with you or anyone.
If I'm going to lean that way, no, I don't think.
Regardless,
listen, I think they both help each other. I think
all
Tomlin's a great coach in his own right. I still stand by that.
Hey, you get it off your chest. I'm just giving you the heads up that you just wasted your breath towards me. Because I don't hear any of this stuff when it pertains to Coach Tomlin and his level of involvement, his level of success, and why he should be discredited or questioned or any of this other nonsense that only happens when people start to panic. Because then, when he starts winning again, y'all be saying, oh, that's great coach, all this and that. So, yeah, that's why for me, I don't really do all that.
Wait, but I'm with you, though.
To an extent. And that's fine.
No, I think Tomlin's a great coach. I don't think his success needs to be questioned.
We're good.
Ben's a great quarterback, though, too.
We're good, man. Like I said, man.
I think it helps both ways. This is a Brady Belichick thing. Great coach, great quarterback. Anything. Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Chuck Noll, Terry Bradshaw. It's just that whole thing.
Hey, bro. You proving it to me or proving it to them, man?
I'm not proving it to anyone. That's just how I feel. That's what I'm going with. But no, I think Tomlin's still a great coach.
Absolutely.
I don't like the whole fire Tomlin stuff that's going on. I think it is knee-jerk.
It is. But you know how that goes, man. That's a part of fandom. And you can't fault that because that's what makes them passionate. That's why you like them. But at the same time, when you're talking about continuing to talk about it, that's the part where it's like, yeah, I'll save my breath.
I think some criticism is justified, but
yeah.
No, I don't think we're anywhere close to Tomlin hot seat or fire Tomlin right now.
And that's the thing. When we're talking about accountability, 100% accountability is there. But when you're talking about creating a narrative or witch hunting or trying to fire just for the sake of firing, that's where you lose me, personally.
Damn, okay. Wow, I just went to King Stack, so I'm a little off here.
Oh, yeah, because it got like crazy while we was rapping for a little while. It got like a lot of
Go to sleep, Tyler.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, we're good. Yep.
Pickett played great, but his wide receivers let him down. He didn't play average. He didn't play okay. He played great. You're delusional if you say otherwise.
Cool.
I do think he played good. I think he played solid.
So does that mean you're delusional then?
Whatever. I'll go to great, but it's just I think he played good, man. I think he played good. I liked what I saw from Pickett.
I said he played good as well. I think he played good. I'm not saying great, but I think he played good. But everybody has their opinion, and that's the thing. You don't have to agree with.
You saw
mine
some
or
really
his.
good signs, man. Like
Yeah.
I liked some of the throws, the decision making, the accuracy, the ball placement on some of those. Like
I'm
outside,
with you, bro. Absolutely.
Man, on the money. All right, we got Chase Grieve.
Shout out to Chase.
Did you see what Johnson said after the game? SMH, trade him. Not what you need on our team. Pickens needs to be number one.
You saw it? He's like, well, like the weather. He's like, oh, it's a little windy, man.
This is
not saying
Deontay?
that, yeah, he's like, not saying it was an excuse.
I saw him say something today where he was
What did he
like,
say today?
he said something like, fans, if you think you could do it better, get out here. I think there was more context to it. I saw this quote on Twitter. It obviously sounds pretty bad. But then the dude that tweeted it provided like a paragraph long context to it of like, I don't think it was as bad as it sounds.
Even though, as players, we feel that way a lot. Trust me, even when I look at y'all in this chat.
Wait. Did you see what Ryan Clark said? Or how Deontay responded to Ryan Clark?
No, what did
he
say,
basically
man?
said the same thing. He's like, I don't care what Ryan Clark says. If he thinks he could help so much, get out on the
I'm
field.
telling you, bro. I'm telling you, when fans be saying all this reckless stuff, we over here like, bro, I wish. Like, I remember the show Pros vs. Joes. Oh, my God, I wish it was available. Because I'm just like, yo, y'all have elite level confidence. Y'all be so quick to say, dude, suck or bum, this, that, oh, this is easy to play. I'm like, bro, y'all don't have a clue. But it is a part of it, man. It is a part of it. And we have to understand that as players. And that's why, for me, I have softened with that approach. You know, I'm understanding of that as well.
Vincent Martinez?
Yes, shout out to Vincent.
From the 707, 3rd and long, and we throw a 3-yard pass. That was on those run pass series.
Yeah,
it was back-to-back. And that was the same shit that happened last year with the offense at times. Because I'm thinking, like, this can't be Ben. This can't be what Pickett wants to do.
Najee, yeah.
You got to be thinking if this
about.
is schemed up this way. If that's the first read, you take it. It's like, come on, man. I didn't like that.
I ain't either.
Andre Romero. I've seen Baltimore with half a roster due to COVID and still show fight and grit. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Claypool is 6'5", short bus kid. Complete lack of pride.
Jesus. Lord. Hey, man, easy on the slander for anybody that's riding regular size buses or short buses, baby. Chill, jeez, Lord. I get the context you're trying to paint around Claypool, though. He does have to be better, though. And he does have to have more passion in this thing at times, man. But I will say, every player is different, and players show their level of passion differently. But regardless of the passion part, he has to be a better player because he is too talented to not be producing better. But when we talk about accountability, we're talking about some of those changes. He's one of those guys that comes up as, okay, is he a guy that you pull out and allow Miles Boykin to get more opportunities, allow Miles Boykin to get more snaps? Those are some of the things that you have to ask yourself this week based on how he's been playing. But those are legit accountability things right there, not just knee-jerk reactions. This is a larger sample size. We've seen him now too many times continue with these issues. So how can we try to ultimately just inspire him, motivate the guy to be a little bit more consistent?
Barbarian?
Yeah. No, actually, I got one in front of you. Farron Bradford. He says, we should at least be good at passing. 18 and 11 can routinely consistent at being 18 and 11 can routinely be consistent at being inconsistent. No excuses for all these drops. Just no reason. Yeah, 100%, man. You can't keep dropping the passes the way they've been dropping. And they're not even combat catches either. These are just like, routine things. You don't even have to be an offensive player to understand that, hey, man, these are plays that you should be able to make. These are plays where literally the football is hitting you square in your hands. That is a part where he can be improved upon. But I'll also say, and the reason why we feel optimistic is like, man, he's still creating that separation. He still gets open, but the consistency isn't there enough. But hopefully he gets motivated by this. Hopefully, he's pissed off with the critics. We know it gets to him at times, but it's like, man, we want it to motivate you to the point where you're being more consistent as well. So that's the part we'll see, man. But hopefully he understands too that we all want him to do well. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it like it's a personal thing. It's like, nah, man, we want you to be successful out here, man. But you got to do it, though.
Okay. Hold on.
Now it should be Robarian, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a sec here because I was trying to get something lined up. People were talking about a Cam Heyward retweet here.
Do this. You find that tweet.
I got
Let's
it.
pay a bill real quick.
All right, do that.
All right, let me pay this bill
I'll get
real quick.
everything
Yeah, 'cause I
situated.
totally forgot, bro.
Yeah, do that. That's
I'm
perfect.
looking over here. I'm like, bro, it's about to be 6 o'clock. We ain't paid this bill just yet. Tripping. I'm pushing all the wrong buttons. There we go. All right. Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings. As y'all can see in the bottom of the screen, shout out to them. You know, the top rated sports booking app. And we rocks with them in a big time way, man, because they are safe, they are secure, but more importantly, they are reliable. And for all those people that are trying to get into this thing or starting to get into this thing, man, that we like to call sports booking, you know, sports betting and stuff like that, make sure you download the app, DraftKings Sportsbook. And when you download that app, it's going to have a time where you can make your first wager, right? Well, when you're making that first wager of a minimum of $5, if you use the promo code Moats, you will also receive an additional $200 in free money for your bets. All right. It's a simple concept. Put in 5, use the promo code, get an extra $200. I kind of like that deal, Deke. I don't know about you, but it seems pretty legit to me. All right. But either way, it's a dope concept. Now, I also understand on the contrary that sometimes when we start having a little fun, we overdo it. Sometimes we might create an issue. Maybe even a gambling problem. Might even need some crisis counseling, referral services. I mean, if that is the case.
Yeah.
See, that's a number that you could dial. For my New Yorkers, you got a number you could text. But for the rest of y'all in the room, wherever you're at right now, I want you to listen real closely. I said if you need some services, the number you should call is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER. I said you better call. You better call 1-800 I'm back to our regularly scheduled programming.
It's like a concert.
Something like that. That's what they be saying. You know, I just be chilling, bro.
All right, what do you want to do? Do you want me to go over the tweet, or do you want me to wait till someone brings it up?
Let's hit the tweet, man, because I've seen people messaging it as well. And shout out to everybody. They digging this song today, man. I see Official Momentum, man. All right, Jimbo, Earl with the big L, Frank K. Everybody got me tongue. All right. I see you, Terrence, Mr. Good Credit Nixon. Hey now, all right. It's different. What's up, Steelers Girl 517? Hey, y'all know what time it is, Mikey. I see y'all in the back. Let's get it. Stan Clay, shouted out the church choir. He heard the choir in the background. The organ was about to start hooking and shouting. Gambler. What?
That'd be great.
So yeah, man. It was a vibe, bro.
You ready for this?
It was a vibe.
Okay, this is...
So we had a tweet today.
Whew, okay,
right.
Let me try to get some context here.
It was Killer Cam, right?
A Cam Heyward retweet.
Killer Cam.
Okay, so the initial tweet is a Ryan Clark quote from Steelers Depot. It says, The only player on this team that I'd take in 2008 to go down an alley with me is the young kid that's playing quarterback. Much respect to KP8 there from Ryan Clark. He's the only one that wanted some yesterday. And then there was a comment to that tweet. He says, this is Disco 1981. He says, BS, I can't stand Tomlin, and he's a fraud and clown that's been carried by Ben his entire career. However, Cam Heyward was running 30 yards downfield again to make tackles that the linebackers wouldn't make. Shut up, Ryan. Cam Heyward retweeted Disco 1981. So, there's more to this saga. Do you have a reaction just to that?
What? I mean,
what are your what's your thinking right now?
You know, RC when he gets the tweet, He likes that. He get it.
That was a Cam Heyward retweet.
No. But I'm saying to start it off though, it was.
I think that was
RC
something he probably
was
said on
talking.
ESPN.
Right. He was already probably tweeting or talking or whatever, and then that dude responded to RC saying that hey, it's more than just that. All I'm saying is in that moment, man, RC probably is just like, he on a vibe. Like, bro, it's Kenny Pickett, man. He the only one I'd take with me. He the only one. But you're in the moment, and he's the hot name. Not everybody gonna remember Cam Heyward in the same context. But I feel like when the dude responded like that, then obviously Cam gonna see that and be like, yep, yeah, stand up for me too, then player. Yeah.
You think it was more about Cam Heyward?
Personally. Yeah.
Not about the Tomlin stuff.
Nah, I personally don't.
Well,
because it's like, bro, you want to be when the OGs talk about who they would take with them, you want to be a part of the number.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You're putting both tweets together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, dang, I'm not a part of that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's how I took it. How would you taking it? Yeah, I'm taking it like, bro.
Cam Heyward does not like what's going on right now. That's what I took it like.
Oh, you took it that way. Okay, I see what you mean.
It just in terms of in-house, the locker room, how the team is.
Yeah, see, for me, I took it definitely like in the sense of like, bro.
I know, I like your way better.
It's like, man, if an OG, when the OG speak on it, it's like, nah, man, like, I want to be included. If not, what am I doing wrong? And you think Cam, he not aware of that in terms of the legacy, in terms of what it means to wear that black and gold? Like, he knows them same things. So I kind of look at it like that way.
Yeah, and Clark's dismissing Pickens, too. Right. Come on, you got to include Pickens.
Right. And that's why I'm like, I just think, like, RC at times, like, he's national. He understands, too, like, what moves the needle. He know that. But he also understands, like, hey, man, if I throw it out and I'm just specific about Kenny Pickett, it's like I'm riding with Kenny. That's going to get the people rocking with it. It's going to get a ton of interaction, regardless if it's on ESPN or as a tweet. So, yeah. And it ain't as deep as, man, I want this guy and that guy. He's just saying, like, in a vacuum right now, man, give me this dude.
I like that way of putting it. Cam Heyward did respond to his own retweet. He deleted it.
Oh, no. Why you deleting the Cam?
Disregard my last retweet.
What's going on, Cam?
That was a butt retweet.
Oh, thank you.
Dumb Cam.
That's I don't.
Butt dials or one, a butt retweet.
I ain't heard of no butt retweet, Cam. Cam, you my dog, Cam. Cam, you my dog. You know this, Cam. Cam, you know you my Cam. You know I ride for you through the fire, Cam. You know this, bruh. Bruh, ain't no butt.
What about him?
Come on, man.
Spending time reading it, spending his energy on it, thinking about it. Finger slipped as he got out.
Listen, bro.
Obviously, something in that tweet was on his mind that he was vibing with, right?
Something had him inspired. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Cam, my dog. Cam, you know, you already know what time it is, bro. But yeah, I can't go. I just can't do it, bro. I want to give him an out. I do. That's my dog.
Well, let's see. He's got his podcast, so let's hear him explain it whenever that podcast comes out.
I just casually hit the retweet when it was in my pocket. Yeah. Cam. All right. Hey. I would have rather said I was hacked. You should have went with that one, man.
Yeah.
Do people still say that? I was hacked. Yeah, I haven't used that one yet. But if something ever happens, I'm going with that.
I think you could buy that one more.
I'm gonna go with I was hacked.
Ooh, or what about my kid had my phone?
Oh, that's another one too.
Which one would you buy more? The hacked or the kid had the phone?
Well, because I got kids that are like of age where they do be playing with my phone. Like, kid had my phone, bro.
How old are his kids?
It's no. His son is same age mine.
Could he operate a phone?
Absolutely, yeah, heck yeah.
So yeah, maybe he saw it and thought it would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
My kid did that.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, because they could read. Yeah, little Cam could never read. They read. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He needed a better explanation. Yeah. I think that's what we're getting at.
Yeah, because butt dialing is one thing, bro. I'm over here like, how you get through the passcode if it's in your pocket? How you get through the pass? How you get that app open? How you get that specific tweet open and then specifically hit that retweet?
I like your angle on it though, because my initial thought was like, man, this tweet is directed pretty negatively towards Tomlin. And it's a retweet, but you're thinking it was more about like the bottom
the legacy
of it.
Part of it. Yes. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That makes sense.
Because that matters more to us. You know what I mean? Like, we all are chasing that type of legacy, that type of the gold jacket guys, the Hall of Famers, the Super Bowl champions, the Steelers Hall of Honor. Like,
right.
So we want to be included in that in any capacity. So it's like, yeah, man, when you get excluded, you like, bro, what? Yeah.
Right. Not only that, and the retweet said, Cam Heyward running 30 yards downfield to make tackles, linebackers.
So he's like, nah, he should definitely be included in that as well. Worst case, like, he's a guy, if you mention the names, make sure you mention his name. And he did force that fumble too on the goal line. Don't forget
He
that.
did. That would have been a 40 burger the Bills put up on
that
us
was-
had it not been for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who got the recovery? Was that Josh? They got the recovery as well?
Who? I honestly don't remember at that point.
I don't remember. I think it was though.
I don't know who recovered it.
Yeah,
I was just like, I
Hold
was
on, let me
so
see.
out of it
Yeah,
at
I want to
that
see who
point,
got the
dude.
recovery, bro. It was Josh Jackson. The young. See, productivity. There it is.
Come on. All right, back to the Barbarian. He says, I love the Steelers, including Chase Claypool, but his best route is not a post route. It's a drop route because he drops to the ground after the catch.
Chase. What y'all doing at the Chase, man?
A drop route.
I didn't realize Chase had all this smoke towards him, man. They called him, was it Claymation? Yeah. Damn, the three-legged dog, like, bro, that took me out. Boy, say a three-legged dog with diarrhea. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
I had no clue that's what we was walking into today for young Chase Claypool right there.
Listen, he needs to be better.
I would agree. I am not saying he does not need to be better. 100% he needs to. But across the board, they got to be better. And that's the thing that is the theme. Whether we're talking coaching staff, whether we're talking the players on the field, they all got to be better.
It's the same thing back with Deontay. We actually need both those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like
That's the thing.
I don't want to trade either one of the guys because I think our receiving core could be awesome if they both live up to their potential, both Claypool and Deontay, along with Pickens. Yeah. And then adding a Freiermuth, we could have an awesome receiving core. Mm-hmm. It's just that the production on the field isn't matching up to the names right now and what we do expect from those guys.
And we do still got to give Buffalo credit as well. Buffalo been doing this too. I mean, you look at some of the teams Buffalo done that too.
I'm just saying they had a lot of dudes injured on defense.
I know they have. But they're still a dope team.
Sure. They're a good team.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. So we do
got
got to
a
give
bad
them
time.
Yeah, so we do got to give them some of that as well. They get a little credit.
We'll get that revenge on them in the playoffs.
I'm hoping so. But right now, you know, they caught us at a bad time.
Caught us at a bad
time.
Caught us sleeping.
It was a bad matchup. I like that right there. That's, you know what? It was a bad matchup this weekend, man. That's what it was, bro. It was a bad matchup, man. That's what it was, man. Bad matchup. I'm with you, bro.
I feel like that's a shot at the Steelers. We didn't play good, so I guess shots can be taken right now.
It was a bad matchup. I'm on your team, bro. I'm on your team. It was a bad matchup, man.
Those are a good team.
Sometimes you just walk into a stadium and you just kind of know. It's like, man, it's a buzz, so we wanted to. You know? I get it, bro.
I didn't get that feeling.
Man, every once in a while you just walk into, you're like, bro, you know what? This is over before it even starts. I get it.
I didn't get that feeling.
I understand, man. You know, he's like, bro, Steven Sims, he figuring out the eye situation, man. It's just all bad. It's an omen. It was a bad omen. That's what it was. It was a bad omen, bro. Yeah.
All right, we got Knight Rider 16.
Oh, shout out to Knight Rider. Let's go, Knight Rider 16. We ain't even picked, man. Dang, go on. Big salute. We greatly appreciate you as well.
He says, Pickett played okay. About what I expected from a 24-year-old rookie. Not great, but not bad. 0 touchdowns, 4 picks in 6 quarters. I'm not discouraged, but not encouraged either. I do feel any quarterback is limited with Canada as OC.
I figure I'll let you respond that way.
I got not much to say. I don't think he's ripping on Pickett.
I don't either.
I just don't think he's as optimistic about Pickett as I am.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, but
and then he brings up any QBs limited with Canada.
Right. That's what I was like. I feel like he's pretty spot on.
I didn't like
this
some of the
man.
play calling with Canada in this game. I haven't liked some of the play calling with Canada dating back to last year.
Yeah. And the thing that's frustrating too is not and speaking specifically with Kenny. I know the whole 0 touchdowns, 4 picks in 6 quarters. That's gonna be the thing that people want to talk about in terms of the Kenny naysayers, right? But the context does matter. Kenny still was getting this offense at least twice in the red zone where they could have scored. And that's the part where it's like, I get the whole 0 touchdowns thing, but you still should have had points in those things, moving the ball. So that's my thing with that. We talked about the 3 picks last week, man. And first off, I don't really care about the third one because it was the whole Hail Mary. We broke down the other 2 picks. It is what it is. Receivers got to catch passes if you think they should. Can we have better throws or better reads? Cool. Whatever, how we want to go with it. I think probably the pick that I say is exclusively on him out of these 4 was just the one from Buffalo.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like we haven't seen a ton of bad from him in that capacity. But yeah, I've always want to talk on that narrative right there. So make sure we good with that context, man.
Yeah. Because if you're gonna look just straight at those stats right there, and it goes back to that Jets game where I was saying, it hits your hands. I think you got to catch it. Yeah, the one to who was he even trying to throw to? Was that Deontay
Which
Johnson
game?
down the sideline? This Bills
Yeah,
one.
Deontay.
Yeah, right before half. Yeah, that's a mistake. That was a
Deontay
pick.
versus the Tampa 2. Yep.
Okay. Next one we got is Caleb
Beaver
joining the upper room.
Shout out to Caleb Beaver and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, indeed. Can I pause the show and tell you something real quick too, man?
Go for it.
So, because it is 6:04.
Okay.
You know that one time, well, actually not one time. These past couple times we've been going a little bit longer than 6:30. You know, my wife told me she gonna start eating dinner without me now.
Okay.
You can you believe that, bro? That kind of hurt my feelings, Deke. I enjoy family dinner. You know, I just want to throw that out there to you, man.
There's takeout.
All right, but I'm not trying to be on the Brady list and all these other lists that I keep seeing where they like, oh, this person's getting divorced.
You don't want AB posting a meme about you.
I am cool. Hey, bro, he is out of pocket. What is wrong with this man?
Yeah,
bruh.
That's bad.
The one picture with him at the Super Bowl, I'm like, all right, that's petty, but
that was still bad. Dude.
I was like, that's petty as heck. That's bad, but you know what? We'll chalk it up. Everybody was in the moment. Cool, you was in the moment, bro. This took time. This took time. The detail on these pictures, the detail on these faces, the placement of everything. Oh no. Yeah, bro. Yeah, so I'm not trying to end up like that, D.
See, I don't know if that was AB. I think someone else made it. He was
the one that posted it. Yeah.
He looked at it and liked what he saw, basically.
Yeah. So I don't want to be a part of that community. Okay. I love being in love and being loved back. Okay. I love that. I don't want to mess it up. Okay. So basically, we got like 25 minutes. All right. So let's keep this thing rolling.
We're just going to roll through these then. Okay.
But 25 is still a good amount of time, though.
I actually think we can make it. Yeah, we just got to be efficient. Because we've talked about pretty much everything up to this point. Now, actually, I do want to add this before we get into any of these super chats because I don't know if they're going to hit on this. Yeah. Hated the decisions not to go for it on some of those fourth downs.
I hated the first one.
Absolutely despised it.
I hated the first one. I understand why he decided not to on the second one.
We were down like 30 points, though. What's the reason?
It was the false start. We had the false start on that one. It made it even longer.
It get to like 4th and 13. Yeah. But I'm just, dude, we're down. Let's just throw it. Just chuck it up.
But what's the purpose of it? And that's kind of what he was saying. It's
like, get 7 points. Get something to celebrate about. Get some momentum.
Or you turn the ball over and they get the ball right there and they go score again.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. I think the game's over either way.
So if it's over either way, then let me go ahead and work on my execution, work on my kicking, because clearly that wasn't where it needed to be, right?
It was
clearly that one was. And you know, Boz is my dog. Love Boz. You know that's my homie. I wasn't even trying to talk Boz today. I was like, God. I don't even. That's my dude. I'm like, I don't even want to talk.
Presley Harvin wasn't particularly good either.
I agree, but Boz,
special
come
teams
on,
was
bro.
really bad yesterday, all around.
So with that, I'm like, bro, Boz got to be better. He got to be better than that. But that's what at the end of the game it's kind of like, okay, what you want to just throw it up just for the sake of throwing it, so we can say we went for it, or can we work on this kick? But then he even missed the field goal. So I'm like, dang, either way it was gonna be all bad. It's bad, bro. It was a bad performance, man.
If anyone has an excuse for wind, I guess it would be Boz.
He would.
At the same time,
Tyler Bass hit his.
Yeah, Tyler Bass hit every one of his outside of the blocked one.
Who got the block? Was it Cam Heyward?
I don't know.
Because I thought it was like, I thought Sutton was coming off of the edge of it. Then I saw Cam in the inside, but I couldn't tell who actually got the block.
Them saying Cam on the broadcast.
And that was the part where I'm like, we got 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, in addition to Bass making all of his kicks, you get how much time before pregame to try to figure out the wind and what's going on?
Yeah. And you got the flag up there telling you, hey, man, that flag blowing super hard that way. Guess which way the wind blowing? That way. Now, I'm not about to get up here and minimize it because I do understand that it is extremely tough kicking. I do understand it. I've talked to these dudes. They let me know it's not a position that I would ever want to play, and I'm actually glad I never had to go in there in my life. But Boz, you're getting paid to kick and hit them type of field goals. You're capable of hitting those type of field goals, and we understand that.
Yeah, he hit a 59 or a 52 the
we
week
know
before.
what you're capable of.
Nothing drastic's going to happen, but...
Stop me if you heard me say this before. Consistency and inconsistency. Inconsistency, once again. All 3 phases. We got to be better, man.
Sean McCartney. D. Johnson. What is this?
DJ. Got to be a
5 out of 13. Claypool, 5 out of 9.
13 targets, 5 catches. 9 targets, 5 catches.
Oh, is that what it is? Claypool, not the issue. I don't know if 5 out of 9 is necessarily a good stat to be thrown up there.
Yeah, because if you're just trying to paint the picture of targets versus completions,
Deontay dropped more obvious ones, but Claypool dropped 1 or 2, and then, as Romo pointed out on the broadcast, isn't running the best of routes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. All the receivers outside of Pickens right now.
Yeah.
We need better.
Because then it's kind of like, are you praising the fact that Claypool doesn't create the natural separation that Deontay has been creating, and that's why he does have more targets? Because that's the other part of it as well. In terms of the 13 targets versus 9 targets, Claypool doesn't create the type of separation, but some of that goes to what Romo was talking about in terms of the detailing of his running of routes and things like that. So, yeah.
Cameron Schrader. Lack of full accountability and willingness to adapt and change as the league does seems to be a huge issue all around the organization. We need change.
We should do what the Panthers did, huh? Should we do what they did?
No. No, I think we're in a weird period right now.
Yeah.
We're in a weird period. We just had a franchise quarterback for 18 years, didn't have a losing season. We're in a weird spot. So I do think this goes back to the one question from last podcast or 2 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
I think we set ourselves up really nicely,
Yeah.
not only for this season, but going forward.
Yes.
It's just we got some really bullshit injuries going on.
It's a bad timing right now.
Now, if you want to criticize the Matt Canada hire, I think that's fair.
Absolutely.
I think that's definitely fair.
Because he's still very much in question right now when you're talking about 3 separate quarterbacks and all 3 having similar issues on third downs in particular. It's like, yeah, it is looking like, yo, can he do this or not? Like, and it's looking more like he can't do it consistently enough because at times we do see flashes. At times we did see the offense like it was moving the ball. But then it goes through these long spells of just bored looking almost out there and just super predictable. And you're like, bro, what are you trying? And that's the question where we can't always give Matt Canada the benefit of the doubt there because we haven't seen him do this thing. We haven't seen him have a ton of success at this level just yet. So I'm hoping he does pick it up though, man, because, yeah, we can't have too many more of them, man. That's bad for all. That's bad for everybody.
Shout out to y'all, man. For real. Hard time for the real fans right now.
No, facts. It definitely is. But to all my real fans, especially you, Jermaine, man, in terms of the real Steelers fans, man, you got to understand this, man. It's going to suck right now at times, man. But once you get through this, that's when you'll be like, you know what, man, it means more. It matters more to you. Man, I'm trying to think. Because, like I said, it's different for this generation of Steelers fans because they kind of been introduced solely to the Ben era. They never had to go through the rough period before 7.
Yeah.
I can relate to this feeling that y'all feel just because in Buffalo it was the reverse. It was there for the bad years where it was nothing going on. Now they got something to be excited about. So it's now like, man, they're so passionate because they remember how hard it was and how long it took to get there. We're hoping it doesn't take that long either, but this is where you really find out who's legit or who's not in terms of fans. Remember the Duck and Mason year? We talked about that as well. First half of the season, fan attendance and stuff like that. Second half, we like, bro, it's getting light in here. It's getting thin at times. People weren't showing up.
And that Buffalo
That's some
game,
of the stuff, yeah.
when we had the color rush and Duck was in, that was an incredible atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think you went home.
I was home.
That
Yeah,
was an
I was at
awesome
home.
atmosphere. Yeah, because I think you gave me a ticket to that
Yeah.
game. That was such a cool atmosphere, actually. Buffalo fans were actually kind of nice.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
Cameron Schrader. Cam Heyward retweeted a Tomlin hate tweet. You see how
Yeah, I
everyone
see
can
what
take
you
it that
mean.
way
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the whole first
I
half
see
of the
it, yeah.
tweet is the kind of like shitting on Tomlin.
Yeah, I can definitely see it now.
All right, let's see. Next one.
Shoot, maybe he was. I could be wrong. Just my interpretation, man.
No, I like yours. I actually think yours
Yeah,
is more
I just didn't think
realistic.
that. Yeah, I didn't think he had beef with Coach T. And if he
Yeah,
does,
exactly. I don't think he
Cam
does
would just
either.
go directly talk to him.
Yeah. Steeler Nation on fire. Tom Brady got a call, but Kenny didn't like WTF. Huh?
I don't know, but either way, the way Tom Brady got that call, Kenny did not. That was kind of crazy.
Oh, he's talking about the penalty calls.
Yeah,
okay,
the
got
penalties,
you. We were just talking about AB and him retweeting stuff. I didn't know if it had anything to do with that.
Leave AB alone, man. We didn't talk about him. Just leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Yogi G. I'm still laughing at the fact Claypool said he was a top 5 receiver. Man, please. He said top 3.
Did you support that when
I did. I was excited.
Yeah, I like his confidence. I do. As a player, you need that type of confidence, man.
Jacob Alessia, I'll still stick with cutting 18. Yeah, he was the epic call that said cut 18.
He's definitely that guy.
See, we could get like a 3rd round pick for him, though.
Yeah.
That's my whole
Absolutely.
I don't know now with the contract. I have no clue. I don't know what he'd be worth
with
right
18,
now.
But it's only a 2-year deal, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have no clue what he'd be worth. Let 30 get the rock.
That's the one that's intriguing to me, man. How do they continue to balance that? You know, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris.
I don't know. Jalen Warren's pretty damn good.
I know. But we can't be just moving on from Najee like that, man.
He needs to start getting right.
He does. He does. That's yeah. Why he got to be playing like this right now, man? He's making it really difficult.
Yeah.
He's making it really difficult.
Yeah, and I like Najee too.
Absolutely.
I think he's
cool
one of the
dude,
leaders
man.
on the team.
100%.
Google East.
Yeah.
Does the middle of the field not exist anymore? I feel like if you looked at Kenny's throw chart, it was literally all over the field.
Yeah. It just wasn't. I think it was, like I said, everything was 20 and under. That was like the big takeaway that I got from it. 20 and under. Yes, a lot of it was to the sidelines, but I still think this is still Canada's style of, what he's trying to do. Obviously, when I check out the All 22, I'll be able to get even more in-depth and stuff like that on Wednesday. But, yeah, it does look like a ton of the stuff is designed to work perimeter, to work sideline to sideline. And we talk about Matt Canada's approach has been a lateral approach. So, still nothing new there. Yeah.
Okay, we got...
and actually, I did have a couple I was going to hit ahead of you. Because which one you about to read?
I might have missed something. Steeler Nation on fire. He says, call up Green Bay, see if they want Claypool or DJ.
So, hold on. Yeah, I got a couple ahead of you.
Go for it.
We'll come right back to that one. All right, so go to sleep, Tyler. He says, Pickett is the guy. Fans can cry. Fans can cry? Pickett. All right. Pickett is the guy. Fans can cry. That's what Go to Sleep Tyler said. All right. Cameron Strader. He says, the tweet wasn't all bad, but why retweet at all? That is the question.
He said it was a butt tweet.
He said it was a butt tweet, though. That's what he said. I don't know if y'all want to go with it or not.
He was definitely looking at it.
He had
his eye on it.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know.
I definitely think he accidentally retweeted it, obviously.
Yeah.
He did not want to retweet that, but he had his eye on it and something happened with his fingers.
Something. I don't know, but something happened. All right.
Is that it?
No. Then Steeler Nation on fire says, Bills were stacking the box in the first half. Should change the play when the Bills had the box stacked instead of same play. Yeah, but part of that is going to be, in terms of Matt Canada trusting Kenny Pickett to have that on his plate. It was his first start. You got to remember that as well, man. So hopefully, and remember, even dating back to whoever we want to agree with or believe and things like that, but there were some reports even last year with what Ben was able to do in terms of certain checks and stuff like that. So just taking that same context, I do think that was also part of why you're not getting a ton of checks at the line of scrimmage from Kenny, especially in his first start. Hopefully that changes, though, and he does get that freedom to make them type of adjustments, stuff like that.
I felt like he was doing some stuff, moving some guys around.
Yeah, but I think what he's saying, in the sense of like major audibles, and stuff like that,
literally like changing the play.
Right. We're not getting that from Kenny just yet. Yeah. All right, and then 828 Style says, we went to Buffalo and got felony assaulted. God dang. Lord. Coach Tom was like, we got smashed. Yeah, we did get smashed. All right, but felony assaulted. Dang, that's a rough one, too. Yeah,
it was bad.
That was rough. All right, now we have to Google East.
We read his, right? He was talking about trading DJ or Claypool to Green Bay.
No, I thought he was the one.
I read the middle of the field one.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Still Nation on fire. Call up Green Bay, see if they want DJ or Claypool. Yep, so we're good.
Jermaine. Moats Deke.
Hey,
Peasy Jr.
Bay,
next
bro.
year? Question mark. The Green Bay trade.
But Green Bay caught that L in London. Saquon. That's what I was thinking about. Saquon. Did you catch that? That was like right for breakfast, man. You wake up and just football. Yeah. It was good to see Saquon doing that, man.
I saw that I missed on another pick there.
Yeah.
If anything, Rodgers in his Green Bay performance is backing up my evidence of Ben still having it, because we go from Rodgers last year, MVP season.
Mm-hmm.
Now his team ain't right around him. Receivers aren't good. It seems like there's pressure getting on him. Ain't the same. Rodgers, we could all agree, Rodgers didn't lose it all of a sudden, right?
Right.
So, yeah, Ben still has it, but he's sitting at home doing a podcast right now.
All right.
Jermaine, Moats Deke, Peasy Jr. next year?
I like it, man. That's the little homie. So, I'm always going to be pro Peasy Jr.
He's probably going to be a first-round pick, right?
Yeah, he probably would.
They're talking about that.
He's played himself into it, man. Physical, ball skills, rangy, length, pedigree. Come on now.
Sean McCartney, D. Johnson is the new Eric Ebron.
Oh, no.
Route run, no catch.
Oh, no.
No, they were two peas in a pod. There's no new. Deontay made his own lane.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
what do you mean?
That was parallel. That was like Puff Daddy and Mace. They was running the streets together, man. Sheesh.
Jay, should we trade for a cornerback before the deadline? If so, who's out there? Who could we grab? Also, what's the most you guys are willing to give up for them? It's a good question. I haven't done enough research.
I have not either.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, how did you feel when you saw the reports about Joe Hayden when he said that he ultimately just retired because he had his number that he wanted and they weren't, or teams weren't willing to go there with him?
It's kind of what we thought all along.
Yeah.
Steelers with us resigning Akello, trying to get younger on defense.
Do you revisit that now though? Would you?
Getting Joe Hayden out there right now?
Just in a sense, yeah.
If he's ready to play, I don't know how much chilling and pizza eating and ice cream eating he's been doing. I don't. Is he in shape? Is he good to go?
To me,
you got a source.
You know,
we got an inside scoop here.
It's Jumpman Joe to me, so I always feel like my man in shape, ready to go. But I'm just wondering, like, just in this context, because okay, it makes sense when you're talking about Akello and Levi getting that opportunity at the beginning of this thing, right? Before we saw what we've been seeing, but now we do have a sample size. We do see what we're in the middle of, and
because Joe wasn't terrible last year,
correct? And along with the injuries that we're dealing with right now, because remember, Akello still has a hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Sutton also got a hamstring now. He had the hamstring going into the game. Where it was like, yo, he's going to be limited. What's that going to look like? He ended up not being able to finish. So,
who's the liaison we need? You?
For what?
Between the Steelers and Joe to get this thing
Joe
done.
Don't need no liaison, man. Coach T hit Joe in the head right now. He ain't tripping.
Okay.
Yeah, and Joe answer for him. Joe good dude.
Well, let's do it. I'm not opposed to that at all.
But that's something that I'll be thinking of. Like, man, all right, if you didn't want to do it then, but also the price would be probably condensed now because we're already in season as well. So I do think of
and we
that
got some
part.
cap space.
Absolutely.
Cuckoo giving us some support.
Shout out to Cuckoo. What up, Cuckoo?
AJ Martinez. Pickett is a dog throwing hands. Very nice. Pickens every day, all day. Let's go Gentry. Bench the Bush.
Oh, man. Yo, shout out to Gentry, though. He did look good out there, man.
He's
going to continue to get his opportunities, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We obviously want Muth out there.
I would agree.
Yeah, Gentry's filling a role. Gorilla mode. Check Cam Heyward's latest retweet.
Oh, yeah, we tapped in. That thing made headways, man. Gee.
I know Steel City. I don't mind going through this rebuilding phase as long as we build this thing up the right way.
And that's the correct thing.
Goes for coaches, too. Kenny
100%.
reminds me of Derek Carr.
Is that good or bad? You know I like Carr.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
I was like, Carr's a good player. I like Carr.
I'll take that as a compliment. Art McCumber. Deontay Dropson has yips of 2021. And Najee looked, I think 2020 was
that was
his
the
worst
season,
drop
that was
season.
that was when they pulled him actually in Buffalo.
2021 last year is whenever it started showing up a little bit at the end of the season. Najee looking injured early on. A lot of disappointment, but Kenny looking like he has some it factor.
No, I'm with you. Let's go.
We got Stephon Griffin. If we aren't playing for a legit playoff run, play for the draft. Tank. No, we ain't doing that. Najee needs to drop about 20 pounds, and Deontay has hands like feet. We are in the number 1 pick slot right now. If the season ended today.
Good thing the season does not end today, though. Good thing we still got how many more games left?
That hurts to hear, man.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's just where you're at right now. What else can you say? Right. So you build up from there.
The season isn't over. Yeah. And that's why as players, we say, man, you can't get too high or too low after a loss. Because all that type of stuff comes out, man. You know, you win versus the Bengals week 1. We're talking about, hey, man, they'll be going to the Super Bowl. They win the division at the season end of the day and all this other stuff. It's a part of it. You know how we do it. It's a part of it, man.
We were on top of the division.
We were, dude. You know how we do. We'll do that now. But it goes back and forth. But at the end of the day, these dudes just have to understand that, man, it's 1 week at a time. You win this week, man, we're feeling totally different. We have a different perspective. We have a different level of optimism as well. But if you just go in and you're already quitting right now after, 5 games, you're like, bro, it's over. It's done. Oh, we can't win. It's over. It's like, man, well, what the hell we finna do? Why we even go show up for the rest of these games out there? So that's the thing that we talking about, man. You can't jump ship, man. You got to ride this thing out, all right? Ride the thing out.
Anthony Sixto, congrats to Bills Mafia and their leader, Moats.
Tom, how you on this channel, this stream, with my name in bold and big, and you can't even spell my last name right? That's crazy. Jeez.
Yeah, if you
gonna diss me the right way. Golly, I can't even take this personally. I ain't even talking to me.
Even with a problematic OC, you would expect at least sporadic results. Is it time to reconsider the general consensus that we are loaded with talent? We got injuries. I still think we got talent.
Yeah, it just depends on if you want to acknowledge it or if you want to, make it into this thing of we're going to say certain things and, because it's not this, then, yep, All right, don't seek comfort. That's not the standard. It's depending on what you're looking at, man. But context does matter, and it's a lot of context with this thing. They ain't get here overnight. They ain't get here because of one player either. So it's a lot that you got to process through, man.
828 style. As a high draft pick, the development talk for 11 has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
In his third year, it should be better. 18 needs to be better, but better too. But no trade. Routes are great. Routes are too great to let go. He's talking about
Deontay, yeah. No, man.
Yeah, we've been saying that.
Yeah, when you're talking about the development part of it, you also have to remember that progression is not always linear in sports. It's not always going to be you're just good. Sometimes you do bump. Sometimes it is a little rocky. And when I look at Claypool, yeah, this is a part of it. But at the same time, with Claypool, he does have to hold himself more accountable. And I feel like he will. I'm hoping that he will at least. But this is something that he's going to have to figure out. He has to work himself through this. Now, we've seen this as well last year, and that's part of why when you hear me start this thing off and I say, well, maybe you start to introduce Miles Boykin a little bit more in this offense and create his role and minimize Chase's a little bit, not in the sense of a final thing and we're moving on from Chase, but just in the sense of an eye-opener that, hey, what you might think is good enough, it is not good enough. So this is why you've been punished. But going forward, now you work your way to get about this thing. When you get that next opportunity, you take full advantage of it because now you know what it means to you. You know what it feels like to have it and to lose it. And now if you get it back, now it's going to mean even more. So that's coming, some of the things I think of with Chase versus just, completely moving on because it's year 3 and he hasn't developed completely the way we want him to develop. Sometimes it's going to take longer for other players, man. That's a part of this thing. But that's why you say context, and that's why you do in certain elements have to have patience as well. I know we don't like to talk about patience. I know we want it always to be perfect and right now and in a hurry. Instant gratification. I'm with you. But it's not always that simple at this level.
Sean McCartney. Rest TJ for the rest of the season.
They said it's done. TJ, don't bubble wrap him. Chill.
No way, man. We catch
He
a couple
back,
dubs
bro.
here
He
before this bye. TJ comes back.
Bro, and why can't you beat Tampa? Why can't we win?
Oh, and then
that's
the
what
rest.
the
rest of the NFC South sucks too. And
that's what I'm saying.
And that's who we have for the rest of the schedule.
Exactly.
We got Carolina.
Come on now.
We got the Falcons. We got the
Carolina.
Saints.
We just talked about them firing their head coach. They don't know what's going on down in Carolina.
Yeah, we got those 3. We got AFC North with the Ravens 2 times. I don't think they look that good. And then the Bengals, they got Joe Burrow, but they didn't look good yesterday either.
Agree.
Or throughout this whole season. They're 2-3.
Yeah.
We beat them week 1. If we can get healthy for that second half after the bye and just get a game or 2 in this so-called gauntlet, we got a chance, man, especially with the 7 teams making the playoffs.
Yeah, but we got to find a way to get – like I said, man, we got this one coming up.
Or it might have to be through just winning the AFC North. I don't know.
But either way, we got multiple options. That's all.
Exactly.
So it's not desperation time. So why are we acting desperate? That's all I'm saying. We ain't got to be desperate just yet, baby. We good.
Steeler Nation on fire. Why in the world is Cam still running down the field? I don't know. Is he talking about that retweet?
Maybe that thing. It got to be it, right?
828 style. Did Coach T relinquish all DC play calling, or what?
Bro, I am lost. My chat and jumped on me like crazy.
Okay.
You said did he give up on his play calling?
Of the DC play calling.
Hey man, the injuries are how you looking like that now?
Let's go, you like Titus Swen over Izzy. He's probably the Wyoming running back.
Gotta be, bro. Gotta be. I will say
that's fake news.
Percy Ajayi would say had a nice little performance at JMU.
Who?
That's our little running back.
You running back?
Yeah, we had a little nice little performance. Yeah.
Izzy might be the best running back in college football right now.
Over the boy in Texas?
What did he do?
I don't know, but everybody say he's supposed to be the second coming to Reggie Bush. They try to put it on him. I don't agree with it, but he's dope.
They did smack Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I don't know what his stat line was.
you kind of bad, though, bro.
Yeah,
you was low-key kind of bad.
James Jeffers, why are people acting as if Buffalo didn't do it to the Rams at home?
Mm-hmm.
Was we supposed to be better because of Kenny? Yeah.
I'm glad you answered that. I ain't want to be the one. I'm glad you answered it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is he talking about better than the Rams? Well, yeah, because the Rams look pretty bad too. But
just in general, we supposed to be better.
Yes. Yeah, I think, and I told you, man. From my point of view, I think the offense is rolling better. It's got a better feel with Pickett than Trubisky. Defense, not better though.
Either way, we got to be better.
Ramsey Saleh. Can you look at what Cam Heyward tweeted? Crazy. Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, we checked it out, man. We checked it out.
Young Rico.
Mr. Butt retweet. I've never heard of a butt retweet.
Me neither. Najee isn't playing bad. He's being sabotaged.
There it is.
Come on.
Sabotage 22. Yup.
People are
Sabotage 22.
using the sabotage way too much.
Everybody
now.
getting sabotaged.
It's being
Sabotage
used
22, man.
It's way too loosely
Nope.
right now.
Nope.
You
Everybody
start
was
bringing up
sabotage.
Trubisky in the sabotage.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Joshua Jenkins, what are your thoughts on Cam retweeting a tweet
Yo, you
calling
called
Tomlin
it,
a clown and fraud?
We
got it. If you
called
missed
it,
it,
bro.
you could go back and watch the podcast. Chase Grieve, we got to get Moats up to dinner. It's 6:30 now. How we looking?
It is. We're going to push through this thing. Come on.
We're cooking.
We're going to push through this thing.
we'll be
We
as
pushing
fast-
through it. We
640.
pushing through it. We got this.
6:40.
I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do, Deke? I'm going to text her ahead of time.
Okay. Let us know how it works.
Yeah.
We got Chase Grieve. Did you hear Johnson comment? Doesn't sound like a leader. No accountability for himself. Bench him. We need more players like how Pickett holds himself.
No, I do like Pickett's energy and his demeanor, though. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of my quarterback getting into, like, the scuffles and stuff like that. I know it's, like, the toughness, and we like that. But as a whole, I do, like how he carries himself. But, yeah, I don't want him to keep getting into that type of stuff because it's more negative that can happen than good, man. Whether he's punching the dude, grabbing the dude, man, you hurt your hand, you the quarterback. I don't care about that D-lineman, But you my quarterback. I can't have you getting hurt in any of that, stepped on, anything. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
With the Johnson comments, I like how Johnson carries himself too. Actually,
too.
I always like his interviews.
Yeah.
It's just I think everyone's going after him right now. So anything
Yeah.
he says is probably going to be taken out of context a little bit, or maybe he even is going to come off a little different because people are coming at him. He might be getting defensive.
Yeah, and that's a part of it because when he said like the thing directed to Ryan Clark, to me that's when you start feeling like it's personal.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, like you keep saying this, you come out here, and it's like, bro, we're not saying these things towards you or about you in a personal manner. We're just saying, just in the sense of from a professional business standpoint, these are catches that you can make because we've seen you make them routinely. So you've set this expectation that you can do this. So when we call you out on it, it's more so that, hey, man, because you've helped us find comfort in your ability, that's the part of it, man. But you don't have to make it a personal thing. But I could definitely understand, man, it does get tiring, man. I'm the first one to tell you, man, I've taken personal with alumni as well.
Who?
I'm not going to say that. And since then, sometimes they ships get mended and sometimes they don't. But that is a part of it, bro. It's been, yeah. You be sitting here like, all right, now look, bro, I respect you. I know what you did here. But, bro, you ain't got to keep calling me out. Now, you saying my name a little too much. Yeah, I know the feeling. All right. And that's why with Deontay, I'm like, I get it. But from personal experience, when I started feeling like that, that's when I started taking it personal. Versus me just simply saying, hey, man, they're just correct. They're calling me out on something that I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I know I'm better than this. This is my job. And that's their job, too. But it does feel like that because, like, yo, you're an alumni. You part of this group. Like, you know what it is.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Solo one. Hello, guys. Tough loss, Moats. I know. No. He just says tough loss, and then he goes, Moats. I know you are defensively skilled and minded, but could you do a film review on our receivers, particularly Claypool? He doesn't always plant the correct foot. He cuts to create separation.
He cutting off that inside foot. Let me see what we're talking about. Now we'll check it out.
We might need a film session.
Yeah, we could check it out, man. We do all that. Yeah.
Title it, is it time to trade Claypool?
See, I don't want to do it. And that's the other reason why sometimes I don't do certain breakdowns, because I feel like y'all could run with it and be like, you know what? Nope. And he said it, and it's the tape right here, and we're good. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do this. I'm not going to be a part of this narrative.
Go to sleep, Tyler. OC is trying too hard to make the players fit his scheme. Got to scheme for your players. That's what you should have done last year with Ben. Or maybe we shouldn't have even hired Canada. The sabotage is real, dude.
I tell you,
Case
man,
closed,
we see it
man.
happen to Najee, bro. I'm telling you, and Mitch. Mitch got sabotaged too, man. I'm with you, bro. It was a sabotage. Yo, you right. Yo. Juju got sabotaged too. Now I think about it. Yeah, everybody got sabotaged. Yo.
Let's go, UW. Deke already giving KP all the excuses. Come on, man.
Hey, sabotage. Y'all know what it is. Just roll with it. Sabotage. Claypool got sabotaged too. Now I think about it.
No.
Claypool, it's sabotage man too, bro. Everybody gets sabotaged. Cause he's a jet sweep guy. He's not a 50-50 combat catch guy. Call it a jet sweep. He's nice. Yeah.
I stand by my statement. Kenny
Sabotage,
played good.
bro.
Kenny played solid.
Yeah,
I like what I saw from him. Arrow direction pointing up for the offense.
There we go.
Those are my statements. I stand by them. Angel Rosales. Not Kenny's fault that Deontay can't get his feet down. I will say this about the Deontay catches, not feet down. Those are really hard catches.
They are.
I can't believe he actually almost caught them and got his feet in bounds.
I would agree.
But why can't he catch the 15-yard one where he's wide open?
100% my dilemma.
I don't get that.
Just.
Going back to the whole Buffalo catch too in overtime. Now, that one was in bounds. All right, then he says, Najee can't run for more than 2 yards, and Canada has no plan for the red zone. KP8, the GOAT.
There we go. Yeah, 0 for 4 in the red zone. What was that, 5 for 15 on third down? Yeah, we got to be better in those areas specifically, man. And some of that stuff does fall on Canada. Some of that stuff does fall on these receivers. Some of that stuff does fall on the quarterback. But as a whole, all of them got to be better when we talk about those specific areas, man. And I think AJ Martinez had one. He says, all right, it's cool because he is going to retire his dad. What a good son.
Who?
I am not exactly sure who he was talking about in terms of he's going to retire his dad. What a good son.
I don't know who he's talking about.
I don't either. You retiring your dad?
Take over for his job? Is that what he's trying to say?
No, I think he's saying he's going to retire him. Like he's going to make, I don't know. I'm so confused. It's cool because he is going to retire his dad. What a good son.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to get in my dad's field of work.
I
don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who he's talking about either. Solo 1. I feel Najee is trying to be elusive instead of power. He hesitates and second guesses the gaps. Warren hits the gaps quick and becomes elusive in the second level. Najee does not need to lose weight.
That's, like I said, probably why they said the whole Mendenhall thing. That's all people saying, man.
Yeah.
If he's got to be more decisive, yes. But at the same time, like I talked about too, they are attacking the heck out of him when he is out there versus when it's Jaylen Warren out there. And part of it is, I do think, just the tell of, hey man, when he's out there, we're running that ball, or running play action pass. Whereas with Jaylen, you got to question, all right, are they going to throw this a little bit more?
Okay, next one.
All right, let's see if we're going to make it today. Oh, we're going to be tabling some of these till Wednesday.
What time we going to?
We got 4 minutes, right? We're going, because I text Bay. Right. She ain't text back, so I'm low-key nervous.
Oh, no.
So I'm saying, man.
Pulled a Geno Smith on you. Kevin Controle, if we have a top 5 pick, would you rather see us draft Jalen Carter? I'm not doing this. I'm going to read this comment, but I'm not doing this. Jalen Carter or trade back and look at Joey Porter Jr. and Tyree Wilson type of guys. I have no clue who any of those dudes are outside of Joey Porter Jr. The only reason I know him is because of his name.
That's Lil Peasy, man.
I'm not doing this right now.
Nah, you know, that's the little homie, man. But yeah, I am not thinking about us picking that top 5 right now. But I'm always gonna say Joey Porter Jr. if I have to choose, or anybody coming out of JMU.
Brian Zamolik, isn't the Fire Tomlin narrative a little different when you're hearing things from Cam, aka the retweet? Hey, if you think it was more about the top half of the comment, then yeah, there's beef. Man. I think you're right.
Does he still go out as a captain going forward then? Like, how does that work? Yeah.
No, I think Cam and Tomlin are good. I liked your explanation the best on it.
Like, that's just initial reaction. That's kind of how I took it. And you
linked all the tweets together as opposed to just looking straight up at the retweet.
Yeah.
Philip Hopkins. Cowher went 6-10 and not fired. Mm-hmm. We had no Vaseline yesterday, and it's on Tomlin to fix it, just like he's done before. KP is fight, and I love it.
Shout out to that Cube reference as well. No Vaseline on him, baby. Let's go.
In reference to Cowher, though, yeah, he had a couple losing seasons.
Yeah.
So Tomlin doesn't have one of those right now, and I do think some of the playoff losses over, the last 7-8 years are a little overblown because there were some really bad injuries in those as well. And some really fluky things that happened, like Fitzgerald Toussaint. Just hold on to the ball, please.
Yeah. We don't need to go down my PTSD memory lane, okay? We don't need to do that. We with you.
You're right. Ben Tate, too, getting hurt in that first Ravens game.
Yeah. Just L. Bell getting hurt going into the AFC Championship game.
Shea getting hurt too.
Absolutely. We can go down this list, man. When we start AFC Championship game, who your receivers? AB, Kobe Hamilton, Sammy Coates.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
It's like it was different. And those my dudes as well. I ain't got no slander towards them. But in context of full gamut, that matters.
Martavis being suspended a year.
Yeah.
Let's go, UW. Bring the Troy imposter in and let him try and cook DJ. That's pretty good.
Yeah, with that dago shirt rolled up.
Steel Nation on fire. DJ better be careful what he says because some of these fans could run routes and could catch the ball.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, that would be a good pros versus or some type of little challenge right now. Midst of the season, fans are pissed off at Deontay.
I'd be all for it. I want to see it.
We should reach out to Deontay.
Yeah. Just something.
Hey,
like,
we could create
seriously.
some content with you. Let's see you
I
versus
got
the
this
fans.
idea. I don't know. He might not want to. He might not want to talk to me. He might throw me in the Ryan Clark category because we talk about him.
Yeah, true.
It's never personal, but he might throw me in the category.
All we're literally saying is catch the ball. That's it. He would say the same thing. So you're right. It ain't that deep.
I might say it ain't, but yeah.
Q. Kemu Grung. Oh no! Here we go again. Grugler.
No. He's talking about trade talk. This linebacker, Texans. Yeah.
From the Texans and Cindy Jones, cornerback from the Seahawks, should be trade targets. Okay, some people to look out for.
Yeah.
Because we need help at corner badly, and Spillane is always rushing the passer. Here's the problem with trading with teams right now. We're one of the teams that probably most analysts would be like, okay, let's trade our guys to teams that have a better record.
Yeah. That's what they would
because we're going to be trading with teams that probably have a better record,
and they're going to be trying to compete. Yeah, so they're not trying to give up their
literally
guys.
we do have the number 1 pick right now if the season ended. So any team we trade with would have a better record than us. Carolina though could be a fire sale team though.
You saw Deion Jones get traded?
Yeah, Falcons, and that was interesting.
To the Browns, for a 7th.
Well, he's hurt too, so he's not even coming back right away.
Yeah,
but that wouldn't have been a bad trade for us. He's got a bad contract. I think he's only a 1 year deal.
Because that was why we didn't like him in terms of talking about trading for him before we even got in. Was either before Miles or even after Miles? We was kind of like, we don't like that deal. Yeah.
Fish momentum. Sing it, Moats. When's Deke gonna sing? No ban.
Yeah, man. You need to get out here and drop some vocals out here, man.
No, I'm good.
All right, Deke. It is officially 6:40 though.
We're done.
All right. Oh Lord, holy dang, bro. All right, this is what we need to do.
I probably got there's probably about 10 or 11 more, I'd say.
Deke, you gonna get me in trouble, bro.
It's up to you.
Let's do this. We're gonna play it smart. How many screenshots can we get? Let's screenshot them. Screenshot them.
I got them all.
You got them all screenshot?
I got everything. Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
What?
Fastest 5 minutes in real life.
Okay.
Can we give them 5?
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to rely on us to
5.
Keep our reaction at a minimum.
Short and concise,
yes.
all right?
Okay,
let's do this. For the people. For the culture.
Yeah.
For the culture.
Let me know if I'm right on this one, too.
All right, let's do it.
Is it play-by-play?
I believe that's correct.
All right, we need a top corner at some point. Levi, Kello, and Cam all saw, but neither are or ever will be elite. Not going to fix everything, but definitely a need. We have a lot of problems to fix. Yeah, that's what we talked about whenever someone brought up the hypothetical draft. Who do we take? I wouldn't mind a corner in this upcoming draft.
Yeah, and you also have to realize, too, that those 3 guys weren't all healthy and all playing at the same time yesterday, so that's also part of why it did get to where it was in terms of our matchups defensively.
Next one, Big Rush. I'm praying for Sean Payton to be our head coach next year.
No, not Sean Payton. Now, how is Sean Payton I don't even want to go there. Technically, he got some bad seasons under his belt. Right?
Yeah, that's why I think the Fire Thomas stuff is just out of who are you gonna get better?
I was about to say he got some bad.
Who are you gonna get better? Because right now you look at Sean McVay, he's having a terrible season with the Rams. And Matt LaFleur,
and we're not even talking about the whole who would you get? I'm just saying, just even right now, not the question mark of is there some unsung, some nobody? Because when Coach Tomlin came here, no one knew about him. I hear all that, but it's just give me a tangible name right now. For you to say you're going to fire him, who's the tangible guy? I don't personally see that.
Belichick struggling, McVay struggling. We thought McVay was bulletproof, and the Rams are sucking right now.
We've seen Pete Carroll
Matt
go through his times.
He's losing in the playoffs every year, even though he has an awesome regular season record, and he's struggling too.
Come on, man.
We would consider all these guys good coaches.
Man. Come on.
So
Andy Reid, we talk about him, but it's he even has some bad seasons under his belt.
Going back to the Eagles.
Once again, man. But yeah, it just depends on what narrative you want to roll with.
Andy Reid might be the best right now.
Yeah, whatever narrative you want to roll with, you're going to be able to point. Yeah.
All right, Mike Hood, am I right?
Yes.
If you listen to Cam's interview, he's obviously not happy with where they are. He's not dissing anyone, but there's a video there that folks aren't doing their jobs, and he's upset with that.
No, I'm glad too, though, man. He should be pissed, and that's what the big homie's supposed to do, man. He don't play that with them little dudes over there in the locker room. He let them know, hey, man, when the big dude in the locker room speak like Cam is, everybody listen, man.
828 style. This looks like music to my ears. I wonder how many people 7. Oh, no, never mind. This is the opposite. Nope, I don't like this comment.
You don't like this one?
No, I thought it was the opposite. I thought he was talking about the fans throwing 7 under the bus, but he's saying, I wonder how many people 7 would have thrown under the bus by now during this 4-game losing streak. We all know it wouldn't have been his fault, LOL. Well, the second part of what you said is true. He didn't throw anyone under the bus
Say
recently.
Radio show 7-9. Last year he was cool.
No.
Last year he
if
was
anything,
like
I think
chill.
he's been too chill these last couple seasons. He need to call up more guys. Steeler Nation on fire. Y'all see what Arthur Millette said after the game? Yeah, we talked about
absolutely,
that at the beginning.
Now we respect it, man. We like that.
Sean S. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Najee and D. Watt along with the third round pick for a stud linebacker. What's Watt's salary? Trade D. Bush and Spillane and a third for a stud cornerback. Okay, so he's got 2 trades going at once. Linebacker and corner. Wouldn't mind that.
Man, you trading Bush, Spillane, and a third round pick for the stud corner? So we just throwing Mark Robinson in.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we got late night snack saying
drastic. Though.
Excited to see KP develop. Got to stay open minded. Only as good as our limitations. Can't fry a 12-inch fish in a 9-inch pan. Refusing to change equals 9-inch pan.
Not good context right there, and I do understand that analogy. Yeah, and we do got to be turning over every stone, and that's some of the things that we hopefully will be seeing very soon.
CJ's gamer tag. Kenny checks down after progression. People get mad if he forces it in or throws short of the sticks. A lot of couch quarterbacks that have never played.
Ain't that what we've been talking about all season, man? Everybody a quarterback coach over here. That's why I'm always like, man, y'all got a lot of just, understanding and stuff like that. Y'all are in the wrong profession, man. It's a lot of money to be made in this coaching thing if y'all coaching it up like that, man. Seriously.
Sean S. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Steeler fans. Fire Austin and replace him with Flores. And Canada should not be allowed on the team playing.
He said make him walk back from Buffalo, man. He all right.
Crystal Pravat. Najee needs that visor. Seeing MFers' eyes and not the holes.
He did say that at the beginning.
He said, I want to see someone in the eyes.
You're right, yo. Don't look at the eyes no more.
Steeler Nation on fire. Call Pickens Airbud.
Fair. I like that.
That was a sweet catch.
And it was a dope movie, too, now you think like Airbud.
I've never heard of it. No, I'm joking. I don't think I've seen it, though, to be honest.
Sir?
I don't think I saw Airbud, no.
Yeah, it's not your generation. That's like more my age group. Yeah.
Mike 28. Is there any way Tomlin could be fired? A lot of crazy people on Twitter calling for Tomlin's head, SMH. All I know is #7sabotage is 100% real now.
No, I'm with you. The 7 sabotage, the 10 sabotage, the 22 sabotage.
No.
The number 2 sabotage as well. Everybody, I'm with you 100%. The sabotage is here.
You're taking it too far.
No, I'm on the sabotage train. I was a little late to join it, but I'm up there now. All aboard. I'm with you.
It's only 7.
Nope.
Vincent Martinez from the 707 once again. If we're going with a college coordinator this offseason, go with whatever coordinator was most successful.
Grab somebody from Bama. Whoever is in Bama. I think is Marone down there right now? Whoever's the OC in Bama. That's all it's always from Bama. Just get a Bama guy.
Sure.
Brian Dable, he was off the Bama staff.
Was he?
Yes. You saw how that worked out?
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Solo one. Don't want to cut Claypool. Just wish he would work on his craft in the offseason more. Yeah. Been saying for 3 years that his footwork is off.
No, and that is some of the things when you're talking about the criticism of him. No, 100%. He does have to get better. And some of the things which you're talking about, footwork, even combat catching, those are certain things that he should be progressing further along. But he is human. I'm just hoping that we don't continue to say these things and he will ultimately get this thing figured out and get it figured out this week. But at least we do have options. Like George Pickens. So I do like that. And Deke, we've officially made it.
It's not bad timing. 2 minutes
we officially made it. It's not bad timing right now.
Good funny comments by you guys too.
Y'all was
down the home stretch.
Y'all were definitely on one. I'm trying not to be sleeping on the couch, all right? So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, all right? But more importantly, man, salute y'all. We will be back on this thing on Wednesday. You don't want to miss it. And Thursday, another fun interview, baby. So with that being said, y'all stay safe out there. And until next time, baby.
Jacob Malesio says 18 blocked RC on Twitter. There's the last one.
He blocked him on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's definitely personal. It's definitely personal now that he blocked him. Absolutely. All right. Shout out to the block game. Shout out to Jacob coming in at the end. And until next time, baby.
Peace.
There it is.